guess हम लोग we are on live, so ये वीडियो मैं
Oh,
रात तक अपलोड कर दूंगा. Although it's
okay,
not a
okay.
live stream because YouTube doesn't permit me yet कि मैं live जाऊँ.
Oh,
कल तक हो जाएगा, so the video will go on.
got it, got
But
it, got it.
so basically, we'll start off with something which is going on very जो अब तक latest है. So the latest being is of the fact कि Arda Guler has signed a principal verbal agreement with Deco consistently pushing for him, which is very common by now.
Yeah.
But there are sections of fans, as that includes me, who prefer कि अभी do you really think we should have gone for Arda Guler when we have a right back spot being empty? There are many people debating
So,
over it.
so I think personally, according to the reports, we have like 15 to 20 million for the right back spot at best. That is the
Hmm.
maximum we can spend right now, isn't it? So
Yep.
for 15 to 20, we cannot get like Foyth. Foyth won't come. Uh, Hakimi is a long dream, you know. And as far as João Cancelo is concerned, I think there are pretty much many more clubs with better facilities and better resources staged better at this point. So that being said, the only logical option we have right now, which it is a bit like Kam Chalao, but the only logical option we have right now is to play Kunde at right back.
Hmm.
But yeah, what we should do is we should at least get a backup right back as soon as
Hmm.
possible because we cannot, and I cannot stress it enough, we cannot rely on Sergio Roberto. We cannot. At right back, at center mid, I will for 1% I'll say ठीक है भाई. For 15-20 minutes he might work. Right back, no chance. No chance. So going for Arda Guler, I don't think hampers our right back deal as much because we do not have money otherwise also. So
Hmm.
uh, because of course अगर João Cancelo if he agrees,
Hmm.
so then there is no point going for any other transfer in this whole window and just focus on João Cancelo because we already have landed Gundogan. ठीक है?
Yes.
But if we do not have any right back options in the market, which are like, according to the system, which fit well or which are economically feasible, then there is no point stressing on the fact that we do not have a right back and we are going for Arda Guler. And basically, Arda Guler is not coming this summer. It's an agreement in principle for the next summer, and it is better to grasp the opportunity because the way he played in the under 20s, it is like everybody would be interested right now. Every club who wants him and the club which whose system fits will be interested. So I think it is a good decision. It does not hinder our right back situations. So I think it's all right.
Arda Güler quite sorted after, said to be the next big thing in Turkish football. So I think we have made a bold choice because we have missed on quite good talents over the years.
We have had talents, good talents, and we have wasted quite a lot of talents. Bojan being the greatest example.
Mm.
I cannot believe how we can just sad.
Oh,
So I think going for Arda Güler shows that Barcelona is in a direction where they are ready to bet on people who are not known and who are like they want to shift to a model where we do not just buy superstars. पहले before COVID, we were like for young players, for talented players, we'll only stick to La Masia. ठीक है? And for the big signings, we'll go to big clubs for big players with big money. But now, due to money constraints, I think this is a better option. That if you find some like a good player with potential, like Victor Rowe, for example, Victor Rowe is an enormous talent. मैंने उसका ज्यादा तो नहीं देखा. I've seen like two matches full at best and highlights. But that being said, he's like Suarez. So if a player that good is there, like Chelsea also bought Mudrik for 100 million, and I have not seen Mudrik play good, but I have seen potential in him. The first very debut which he made, we all went nuts. Ki, what is he doing? He's so fast. He's like this. He's like that. Yes, they have not been able to show it because of the system and the manager and whatever. But I think going for Victor Rogue or going for Arda Guler is a great decision because we need to shift from our La Masia strategy because we pretty much have brought up every La Masia player who is worthy right now, except for maybe like uh, Amelina Cruz, whatever his name, but he is also a loanee and he has gone. So that being said, I don't think we can rely on La Masia for this season because we do not have enough talents.
Hmm, that's a good
Hmm.
point you make because uh, we recently lost Ilias. He is leaving the club.
Yes, but the fact is, Ilias wouldn't have made it. Like Nico Gonzalez, for example, Nico Gonzalez, he is good. No doubt about it. He's good, but he isn't the Busquets replacement as we were thinking. Like from the past 3 years, there was this name Nico, who will come, who will sit in Busquets spot, and it will be fine. He is not, and it is great tactics by Coman. I'll say Coman, who played him first. I think Coman played him first
Coman.
to play him and to check whether he'll be all right or not. And going out on loan is a great option, but I don't think Nico has done enough right now to be like to be a at a pole position to fit the Busquets role because nobody can fit Busquets role. For example, disclaimer: nobody can fit Busquets role. Busquets is one. There is no other Busquets. There is no replacement. The next best alternative, Nico is not that. So we should actually think about a pivot, which we are. I think there are a lot of options, but like Zubimendi is gone. He has said, "I'm not interested." Amrabat is not interested now because they are asking shitloads of money and we don't have. And so there are no actual pivots as well. So we basically the two main spots, right back and pivot. We do not have many options, so might as well like strengthen our squad is
Hmm.
what I think.
No, you made some interesting points. Like you were saying that Arda Guler was quite good in under 20 World Cup. Even in under 20 World Cup, if people were watching, I don't know. One of the targets that we
Uh,
were following is from Uruguay.
the Uruguay, no, yeah,
Pa-
but
Pablo
Max,
Risi.
wait a minute, I'll need
His
to
name
check.
was something. He was the captain, I guess. We were following him for quite a while.
Yeah. I don't remember his name. Uh, under under 20 detailed
Fabio
squad.
something.
Yeah, wait a minute. I'll just that's it all. Uruguay squad. Uruguay squad. Goalkeeper, center midfield, right winger. Uh, Luciano Rodriguez,
No. Something from F. I don't remember his name. I think it was something.
I also
Fabio.
Franco
Fabio.
Gonzalez,
No. I'll have a look.
Fabricio Diaz is a defensive
Yeah.
midfield. Why would we?
Yeah. Fabrizio
Fabrizio
Diaz.
Diaz, no. So that's pivot spot. But look, my problem with him is he was 5 million before the under 21 World Cup, and we
Now he's
should
like,
have had a deal in principle like we had with Arda Guler. Now going for him for 20 to 25 million does not make sense because 20 to 25 million for a person who has just performed for like a brief period of time. It will be like a Mudrik signing. And I have not seen him play so much, so I cannot comment ki how will his potential or ceiling will be. But I don't think going that hard with these much resources on an under 21 player right now works, because we have a lot of under 21 talents to nurture ourselves right now. We need to develop our under 20. We need to develop Lemil Yamal. We cannot make another Ricky Pooj or another Bojan with Lemil Yamal. He's a great talent. We need Gavi to perform. Gavi needs to be medically fit. First of all, we need to change our medical staff. That is something I've been going on from since last 5 years. We need to change. But whatever we have, we need to save Gavi. We need to save Pedri. We need to save Lamal, and we need to save this that guy, that our keeper, what's his
Pena.
name? Under, yeah. We need to make sure that these people develop properly, like the Bayern way. They buy people, they develop them, and then they win it every time. So we need to make sure कि जो हमारे पास अभी under 21 players हैं, we protect them and we play them, and we actually, what I heard is, and what I'm not sure, don't quote me on this, but we have only 3 or 4 players who are above 30 right now in our team now, after Alban is gone. So young squad is good, but that also shows immaturity, inexperience. So we need to like calm our horses. We cannot go all in or on all under 21 players. We need to just relax for a bit. We need 2 or 3 faces like Gundogan has come, and we should now like go for a proper established pivot and a right back, in my opinion.
Hmm. That's and it और चीज bug करती है, which you said with reference to injuries.
Hmm.
I don't know कि is it the problem in our diet as such, or is it the fact कि we
I'll
are
tell
not
you
able
what
to
the problem
concentrate.
is. I'll tell you what the problem is. The medical staff is complacent, is what is the problem. If you say there is a hamstring injury, there is a grade 4 tier. The minimum amount of time people should be out for that is 4 to 5 months. We after 3 months we are like, yes, we give them the green light. You can play, you can try. The injury relapse again and again, and this has been constant for last 5 years. Dembele, on his first stint when he got injured, he should have been out for at least 8 to 10 months. He should have been out, and he was there in the seventh month playing, and that caused another relapse, which literally, like, we lost him properly. If Dembele would have not been injured or would have been taken care of, Dembele would have been the best Barcelona player right now, without a shadow of a doubt. But because of our medical team, he's not at that point. So we need to change our medical team. It is not just one aspect, diet and all, because everybody gets proper dietitians and diet. Okay? Busquets never got injured in the last 15 years. So Jordi Alba, I have never seen him miss 1 or 2 matches, more than 1 or 2 matches. I have never seen like Mark Andre Ter Stegen. Apart from that one injury from the past 8 years, I did not see him going out. So the problem is not with the dietitians, or the problem is the complacency with the younger generation. The younger people, medical staff need to be more and more protective of the younger generation. Is what I am trying to say.
Okay, so we have another guest. It's yeah, you see, accepted. It's fine. So as of now, the
Hmm.
thing is, with the completion of the, I'd say the medical team. One more thing which I have obviously observed is the
Hmm.
time span which was given. Like you say, Ronald Araujo is injured, and yet
Hmm.
he would certainly have some discomfort. He comes on, he'll play for their Clasico, and
that
then he'll
that
again come
that
off.
that is the complacency I'm talking about. If you have a 4 month injury, you should not be there on 3 month 27 days as well. You should at least be there on 4 month 5 days or 4 month 6 days. What is this key? Go, it is a big match, so risk your career for it. That is not the way, and that is why we fail. That is why we have so many injuries down the line when the season comes to an end. That is the problem.
Hmm.
We are so very complacent with them. It is too
And
much.
it one of the other things apart from the injuries, which I certainly feel is, I think what we really focus is on much more of this muscle building rather than of the healthy exercises. Like you will see players having some really good
I
strength, but not that
mm,
physical aptness. Maybe
yeah.
that's the reason.
So I that Xavi Simmons in an interview told this no that under Koeman we did not have many training sessions, gym sessions like
Hmm.
we have in PSG and this. So since the past, I'll say Ernesto Valverde and Koeman as well. The problem has been there have not been enough instances or opportunities for players to train and like physical proper physical training. We do not give enough stress, and that has been the problem. Every youngster which has left us has told the same thing to the media, that it is difficult in the club they have gone in training point from training point of view, but in Barcelona there is a relatively easier environment in terms of
Hmm.
going to the gym or going to the training. So that is something we need to change. That is surely something we need to change.
And अपना एक ये तो इंजरीज का तो हो गया वो हमेशा चलता रहेगा. If we come to
Which,
the fact, which Laporta had an interview in which he mentioned about the CVC deal.
yeah,
CVC deal mein he said, and since it's coming from his thing, so I would 99% agree on it. He said that if every club signs that CVC deal, which is basically like, okay,
sell
either
your
you
soul.
exactly sell your soul. He's saying I'd still be the president of La Liga. Isn't that autocracy at its finest?
I have been against Javier Tebas since the first year of his presidency. But let me be neutral here. I don't think that, because, for example, there is a proper structure to it. There is a proper body who makes decision, and the president is the one who signs on it. Yes, he influences, but I don't think Javier Tebas is in a position to harm a club just because they do not agree to a third party CVC deal. That being said, I am 100% sure Javier Tebas is a biased president who hates Barcelona, and he does everything in his power to make sure that we get screwed. Now, the problem with it is, you remember in November or December that Gavi was being registered, and we had everything in principle. We were, and in November only itself, there were three rule changes which occurred like in a in the moment. There were three changes which made it like monumentally more challenging for us to register Gavi. So I think that Javier Tebes, although he cannot have that much control on the CVC aspect, but I am definitely sure he does everything in his power to make sure that we are screwed. Because of course he's a Madrid boy, and I cannot blame him for being a Madrid boy. Everyone has his preferences, but you cannot be at the top of a league where other people play and you can be biased towards a club. That is not something you should do. But that being said, I don't think he has been biased towards Real Madrid. He has not favored them, because I have seen many instances where he, like like for the Vinny example, he said we have tried to arrange many meetings, but you never come. When will the player come when there are four matches in a week? You tell me. So I think he does not really favor Real Madrid, but he tries to screw up Barcelona a lot. That is the
And
problem with Javier Tebas.
that's quite true, I would say.
Hmm.
Like I don't know. Despite signing CVC, there are many clubs who are still facing the problem of signing players.
Bro, how I have never. never like really seen the effect of the CVC deal in any club. Sevilla is bankrupt right now. If they
They would.
signed the CVC deal, how are they bankrupt? I fail to understand. So I don't think I think the CVC deal is something fishy, but I don't know, so I won't comment. I but I
I
am
have
not
also
sure.
the only thing about CVC from a financial standpoint that I know is it's from a company who's based in Luxembourg. That's the only
Yeah,
public.
that's
That's
the
the only
public
information which is
knowledge.
available.
Yes, yes, yes,
And
yes, yes, yes.
so far, there are only three clubs who haven't signed it: us, Madrid, and Athletic Bilbao. That's the only three
Uh,
clubs which
that is
haven't
the
signed
Athletic Bilbao will never do it. Athletic Bilbao, and I do not understand how has Athletic Club agreed to it, because they run on the Basque player policies that only Spanish players and players from the Basque regions will play. If they sign the CVC deal, they get the money, but 50% of their club is gone. So basically, there are more people influencing that Basque because everybody in the athletic club, everybody apart from the athletic club people think that this is a basically very old and pathetic strategy to just play players from the Basque region. But the club, like we, every club has their own identity, and there is nothing wrong with keeping that identity, in my opinion. With after signing the CVC deal, I don't understand how, with the amount of like influence, so called, so I don't think they will be able to sustain their Basque identity. And for
exactly.
example, Real Madrid as well. Real Madrid cannot sign the CVC deal. Real Madrid, Real Madrid and Barcelona cannot also sign because we 50% of our club is socios. How can we take away even 1% from the people who run the club? If there were no socios, Barcelona would have been bankrupt in 2018. So signing the CVC deal is basically selling our soul to the devil. And then also, I do not see any impact. And main example, Exhibit A is Sevilla still being bankrupt.
Yes. And with that, there's been an update on Arda Guler. He's the rumors are Barca advancing for the signing of Guler and want to close it as soon as possible. And
Yeah,
Deco's trip has led to an significant progress. This is
yeah. So
exactly what
basically,
I.
they, and Deco on his first day, technically his first day, today is his first day as the sporting director, and he has already started doing bits. So this is something positive from Deco, and I also believe Arda Guler for 8 million right now, and that too we'll have to pay next year. So that is not an issue. It's just like verbal agreement that yes, you stay. We have an agreement in principle. We want you here. So play there one more year, develop and come. And
Hmm.
even worst case scenario, if Arda Guler isn't the player think he is, for an 8 million guy, it is easy to loan him or to sell him for 5 or 4 to a second division club. So it is not that much of a big deal, I think. Arda Guler.
And like तुमने mentioned क्या about Deco. Like Deco, if people who have started watching Barca after 2008 won't remember it, but if you dive down deep into the history of club, you would know how important Deco was as a player. If Ronaldinho
Oh,
was there, there was
the
Deco as
Deco
well.
was there. Yeah, yeah, for sure, for sure. Deco, I cannot stress enough, and we cannot question his love and support and
Commitment.
loyalty towards the club and his commitment. Deco being so, we all know the greatest and the most influential personality in the history of Barcelona has been Johan Cruyff. That being said, his son was no good. Sorry to say. So,
We all know.
Hella, but because he was Johan's son, so till Johan was alive, we had no problem. Like it is coming from his father, so it's okay. But now he was moving mad, so
Now,
we needed a change.
hmm.
So
The thing
Deco is
was
like
like with all
best.
with all due respect for Jordi Cruyff, if he
Yeah,
ever
yeah,
sees
full
his video
respect, full
somewhere,
respect, full
the
respect,
only
bro.
we always felt lacking in him was the next step that we felt he needed to get ahead.
Exactly. The lack was his ability to commit to something. to a if you suggest a name, why are you not talking to his agent then? Why are you not going to the place to crack that deal? I have never seen Jordi Cruyff flying for whatever person, whatever reason. I have never seen him go anywhere. Yes, two, three players he has suggested which were good. Like I personally think Pedri was his suggestion. I don't know. Don't quote me on that. Pedri was his suggestion. So I thank him because he is the future of our club, Pedri. But that being said, I have not seen enough from him in the past 6 years. Maybe because Bartomeu, but still.
So, uh, like I say, if somebody among Shreyas and Shreyas wants to speak, or if you guys have any views, you can write it on the chat box or just personally tell to me. But the thing is, what we have lacked is the final step that we need to take, which is
Uh,
reflected on the pitch as well. That why haven't
every
we been
time.
able to, like, there have been games when I felt we should have been 4-0 up, we have been only 1 or 2.
Thanks to Marc-Andre Ter Stegen. All hail thy Lord
Exactly.
Marc-Andre Ter Stegen for this league and Araujo for this league.
We had even
Basically, the defense.
super
Hello.
defense was the main factor for the league,
Yeah.
leagues
Yes.
win.
Of
Yes. Yes.
course, of course,
Yes.
for sure, for sure.
I think अपना defense काफी हुआ है, and I think it's the time that we take the right step, because 2 years we haven't been able to go past the group stage in UCL is embarrassing. Just
I'll tell you the reason for it. The reason is playing cheating. Okay, that inter game was a joke. There
don't
were
talk about that.
that inter game was a PK made a mistake. I know he gave away the goal. I know there were 7,000 chances and there were 5,000 wrong
Sure.
decisions in that game, which led to Inter going to the final and we crashing. So I think we have been very unlucky as well in
And
that
to
regard
be to,
because
to be
uh,
to be very honest, the game at Bayern, when I saw Barca play, it was like if Barca had a
great.
perfect finisher, we would have killed Bayern. I know
Yeah,
the
yeah,
goal score went 2-0 in their favor, but for the first time it was like, okay, Barca is playing with a purpose. It's just unlucky that they're not getting results. Even
exactly,
the Bayern fans,
exactly. Yeah,
even the
yeah.
Bayern
That
fans.
it was not a humiliation, bro, and it is a miracle that going to Bayern and not getting humiliated in the past few years has been a miracle. I was seeing that match and I was like, yeah, it could have been anybody's game, and that is the biggest takeaway from like the Laporta reign, that we might actually be in it. Like for next year also, who knows? If we have a good group like our rivals, we can easily get past the group stage, in my opinion.
यार वही है, because at this moment, if we have a just decent chance of going, because I do feel we have like covered the mid, like Gundogan has been super bad. You need
Uh,
that kind of guy.
the problem I think is we have almost. First of all, we need a backup striker. Victor Rogue will not be able to come this year. I don't know how we are going to play with just Lewandowski at 35. But that also being said, I think that Gundogan is a good player, no doubt about it.
Mm.
But we need a pivot in this system, particularly in this system, because we cannot rely on Frankie to play pivot. He's a creative midfielder. He won't be able to play pivot. And as far as defense is concerned, yes, we have back. Back is the greatest defense of all time. Okay. But that being said, I don't think Kunde is happy at right back, according to the
Nobody's happy.
reports. No,
Nobody's happy at all.
and we have no other alternative as we have already discussed. So I think
Exactly.
there are loopholes in this squad at every point, but we have a stable squad to at least go to the quarters or semis for UCL minimum if we play well.
I do.
That is what I'm saying. Because Man City, you cannot beat Man City. It's as simple as that. You cannot beat even Bayern in group stages with a full squad. You cannot beat them. But every other club, I think we have a chance. So why not take our chances?
So we've been joined by Shreyas and Mohammed. Shreyas, I believe you're a part of FCB Mumbai as well, and Mohammed as well.
No, not exactly. No.
Not exactly. No worries. So I'll just ask you as a Barca fan कि क्या लगता है आपको कि अगले सीजन मतलब जो करंट सीजन चालू होगा, we'll be playing in a new stadium, new squad में, and the only thing which worries every Barca fan right now is what is exactly is happening in the fact of registration. Like Ilkay Gundogan has been made official as a signing, but the
Yeah.
registration is a problem. So what do you think regarding registrations?
I think the club is fairly confident with Gundogan's registration at least. Otherwise, they wouldn't have made such a big deal, announcing him on Instagram. We can see that, Inigo Martinez has not been announced yet, but his
Yes.
signing was made like everyone unofficially knew about his signing from a long time. But I guess he has some contractual issues which need to be resolved. Other than that, I
Mm.
don't think registering Gundogan will be a major problem. But the other signings, who are gonna come in, who's gonna go out, that is gonna be a thing to watch for the next 2.5 months or up till at least September 1, I think, when the
Yeah,
transfer window closes.
exactly.
So we have all many rumors are floating around. We might sign Arda Guler, we might sign Vitor Roque. So those are things. These signings are not yet that much accelerated or have not yet been finalized, mainly because of this FFP
Mm.
situation. I think Barca just had enough margin to sign Gundogan, and they had given him the guarantee that they could. So
Mm.
that's why Gundogan is still the only player that we have
So
announced properly
yeah.
on social
Mm.
media and
I
So,
social.
mean,
but I think that is because the transfer window just opened today. No, we
Yeah,
anything we do before 30th June cannot be made official in like today. And Gundogan, of course, is registered. There is no doubt about that. I am 100% sure. And as far as Inigo is concerned, I have read multiple reports suggesting that he has been given the okay, the thumbs up to be registered. But we will make it official in the following weeks after some more changes. And the problem with registration is that we need people to leave. That is the main issue. Terminating Umtiti's contract is the biggest blessing in my lifetime, at least. Umtiti has been, yeah, we respect him for the 2 seasons, 2 great seasons. But, bro, the 5 years he has been on our head, he has made it extremely impossible for us to do anything in the transfer window. So, good luck, bye bye. As far as people like Longley, sorry, and this, Ferran Torres and Frank Kessie are concerned, like Kessie, Saudi Arabia are giving 50 million to Ruben Neves, but they are only offering 25 million to us for Frank Kessie. Even the riches are trying to rob us. So if that is the situation, I don't think there will be many departures because Ferran says my phone is on airplane mode. I do not want to go. Ansu Fati has convinced everybody. Nobody wants to leave Barcelona. So how will there be enough arrivals if there is nobody to leave? And when nobody is leaving, how will we register player is a big issue. But I think Inigo and Gundogan will be registered. That is not an issue because they are properly finalized. And as far as Victor Rogue and Arda Guler are concerned, they are the signings for the January transfer window and the next summer. So by then, I think we'll be okay. Baki, I don't know. And I believe in Laporta.
we all do
I
because
yeah, I think our signings will be registered eventually because how long can a player hold out for? Like Umtiti, at least apart from his first season, he hasn't stepped up at all. But his attitude off the pitch, at least, has been better compared to most of the other players. He willingly reduced his salary, and he's deferring off almost all of his wages, and so that is a big thing which other players are somehow not, you know they are not
mm,
willing to reduce it. They find it comfortable here in the city, and they just don't want to leave. They just want to earn money, and that's it.
I
Like
agree.
reports are
Barcelona is a
saying,
great city. I agree that
yeah,
Barca is a great city. You have all the good weather and the nice beaches and all, but you're there to
yeah,
play football. You're there to,
yeah.
have a great
They are
career and not just
mostly
make money.
the major thing, like when players sign for Barcelona, is that they speak about its environment as a whole. Like the footballing culture is there. Like
Mm.
Lewandowski said that he would have lost his passion if he was passion for football if he was
Exactly.
continuing to play for
Exactly.
Bayern for more two, 3 more seasons. It's because they treat Bayern like Munich as a place. Obviously, it's a very well-run football club, but as a place, it's kind of it snows, it's dark, it's rainy. I don't exactly know the climate, but Barcelona as a city is very has a very better suited climate. So players have an added incentive to play for Barcelona, seeing the city. So that is one of the main reasons, and also our due to our previous board, the lucrative contracts they offered to players. Like Umtiti was earning 20 million, and some players like from other clubs, if you compare the salaries, it is off the charts at least.
Uh,
So,
that is what
com-
I wanted to point out, that Umtiti agreed to defer his wages, not cut it them. So deferring 20 million is 100 times better than getting a termination fee of 10 million and not being able to play. And for that matter, I do not understand, if you are a professional footballer, how can you be happy on the bench at any, because these people, I don't think they are financially that unstable. Everybody is well off. They are like the creme de la creme in financial respects all as well. So if you have so much money, every player who has played for Barcelona has ample money right now to leave and play for passion. And if you are a footballer, the need to do is play football. I'll join you in a minute. Wait.
Yeah, sure. So I don't know. Yeah, if you have seen that an expected design of Barca's jersey on the occasion of the 125th anniversary, they're
yeah,
gonna reveal they're gonna reveal exactly like the jersey that we wore first in our 1898. So it's gonna be like collared one. It's designed
it's
by
a
Nike.
classic. It's a classic
Exactly.
jersey, I think. Yeah,
Exactly a classic jersey, I'd say. But like, so where do you hail from, Shreyas?
I'm from Kolkata, West Bengal.
Kolkata. Okay. So the only thing I have in my mind is, when we say like Barcelona doesn't want to, like he said, we can't sell players, especially if
Yeah.
we talk about,
Mm.
especially Ferran Torres, his remark like, my phone is in flight mode all the, like when he's going on vacations, which is normal for a
Yeah.
person to go on vacations. But
Yeah.
do you really think a guy with like, a normal person checks his phone about at least like 5 to 3 times in a minute, I guess.
Yeah.
He's
I
just
think it.
he's just rubbishing
Yeah.
his.
I think it may concern his personal life. Also, you never
Hmm.
know what goes on with him. Like there were
Exactly.
reports suggesting that he was not in a very good mental state, so maybe he doesn't, post on
He
social media and go on social media at all. But
exactly.
that again, that attitude, it's a positive thing and a negative thing. It's positive thing for him that he wants to succeed, but if he can't really show it on the pitch, like we can't just
Hmm.
wait for him to perform. Like if we
Exactly.
can't just because we paid a lot of money for him, and there are not a lot of other options we have on the table other than him right now. And if he doesn't leave, we
Hmm.
can't sign those other options as well. So that becomes a bit of a problem again. But if you are, I have no issue if he performs, and you know then he can just do whatever he
Hmm.
want regarding
Because
whether his
you're
phone is
talking
in.
about like one of the best talents was come out of Valencia in the recent years.
Yeah,
A
and
guy
he
who
has
was
and he had done well in his first season. When he signed for us in the winter transfer window, he had he had 2 or 3 very good months apart from the Europa League. Against uh, I forgot, it was
Frankfurt.
Benfica, right? Yeah, Frankfurt. Sorry, yeah, Frankfurt, and the
Frankfurt,
other
he was
mishaps.
quite good in the first leg. when we had
Yeah,
a
in the
draw
first,
against them.
he scored our equalizer as well. So he has shown that he can still perform, but in the bigger picture, there's another problem concerning Ferran Torres is that he generally tends to play on the right side, and we have a lot of players there. We both have Dembele and Rafinha who prefer to play on the right side, and if Fadan also, I remember in this season he played his best match for us playing on the right side again. He had the most dribbles completed in a La Liga match this season. I think it was a home match against which team I don't remember. So in that game, he showed like he was worth his what we paid for him. But considering the fact that we both have two world class players on the right hand side, and we don't really have a lot of depth on the left hand side where Ferran Torres can't play, so it doesn't really make sense for him to stay and underperform continuously because he has been given a lot of chances there. It's not as if he has his lack of chances, but he's not really performing on the left wing, right?
That's
So,
that's a problem
and he can't really start over
because
Dembele, or neither can he start over Rafinha on the right. So I don't really see any point of him for now.
I personally think if worst case scenario he ends up staying, what we can do is like we tried it once, it did not work, but we can try it once more. We can like place him in the middle, like sort of in a false nine-ish position, but a bit up front. For when Lewandowski gets injured, I don't think we have another proper backup for him, a proper striker. So, but the problem is he lacks in finishing. Dembele lacks in finishing. Rafinha lacks in finishing. Ansu Fati has not been able to finish too much right now. So problem is only Lewandowski can finish from our team, and when he is injured, we have no player to play that. That is why I think Torres, if he goes, good, very good. We want him out. We respectfully want him out. But if he ends up staying, I don't know his salary. First, he needs to cut down his salary, whatever his salary is. I am sure he's earning loads because he's a City player. He's a Spanish City player, Pep guaranteed. So he might be earning close to the good guys. So he needs to cut down his salary. He needs to perform in training for Xavi to take the call to even start him or even bring him out in 60th minute. That is, he needs to work hard basically. And I think that if he works hard for the 2, 3, 4 matches where Lewandowski won't be available, I am assuming there won't be a big injury. I hope so. For the 2, 3 matches he won't be available, I think he can do the job in those 2, 3 matches in the middle. But that being said, I don't think 50 million is still justified for just a backup, not even a striker with little to none finishing. But if we have him, might as well have good hopes from him because we cannot be salty for every player that we have because we have almost 5 to 6 players who we want out and we also love them. So in these situations, what we can only do is hope that they improve. Prime example is Ansu Fati. I do not want him to go, and I want him to perform. But if somebody is willing to give 80 to 100 mil, I'll be the happiest person. I'll personally go and drop him to that club myself. That is the issue because we need money. But I don't want them to go. I do not want like Rafinha should not go. First of all, Rafinha is a great signing. Rafinha has been our best player when Dembele has not performed. Up in the front, obviously in attacking, when he has been the best player, nobody has been close to him. He has been the top assister for our club and second top in the league, if I'm not sure. Rafinha has proved his worth. Rafinha should stay. Dembele is Dembele. A fit Dembele can ruin even City's dreams. So I have full hopes from Dembele. But as far as Ansu, Ferran, and that Ansu and Ferran is concerned, I don't. I am more skeptical about them and hopeful than I am angry because First of all, Ansu Fati previously before the injury was the golden boy who would have taken over football, and that is why fuck our medical team, because our medical team has been complacent with Ansu Fati as well. There was no need of playing him mid-season, trying to figure out whether he's really able to play or not. That is not something you try on the pitch. That is something you do backstage. There has been multiple cases where Ansu Fati has not been able to perform. That is because he has not been on his full potential. I still believe Ansu Fati is not on his full potential like he was. So that is mainly because of confidence, but a major part of it is he is not yet fully fit. He is not yet fully in his zone as he was back then. For that, we need to change our routines, and that will be beneficial for every player as well. We need to change our medical staff and our training routines if we need to win, because that has been the base problem, the root cause of every problem has been relapses of injuries and people coming after injuries and not being able to perform because they were not 100% fit. So we need players to be 100% fit to judge them. Ansu Fati is one of them. I don't think he's 100% fit right now, and he has been okayish. I'll not say he's been bad. He's been okayish, but we need that our golden boy back, and for that we need him to train rigorously. In these months, he should not be traveling with Balde. He should be training. But it's okay. He's also human. He deserves holidays, but he needs to work on himself. Like Ferran,
Like
everybody should.
like uh, Avikamna mentioned here how uh, I think part of the reason sometimes I feel like Ansu tries way too hard on the pitch, or that number that he's wearing. That
Yeah, yeah.
also,
That
because I don't
was
think we haven't seen a
too
number
rash.
10 in about like a new number 10 in almost 14 years when Ansu first wore it.
I
It's 13, 14 years.
my personal opinion is you, if Messi wears your number, you retire that number immediately. You do not give him to some who, I don't think there has been a player close to Messi. If Messi wore number 10, he literally carried the club for 20 years. There should not have been any boy in the world, even Mbappe, Haaland, if they were from Barcelona, I don't believe anybody should be given that 10 number 10 jersey. It should be saved for a boy who will be like Messi, which we have not seen yet. It was saved for Messi. He was not given the number 10. He was 30, 19. Then he got that 10th jersey in his like fourth or fifth season. So it was too rash of a decision in my opinion. But now he feels the pressure, and that is why he is underconfident. I think that is a wrong decision, giving him the number 10. That should not have happened.
Actually, I think there was a La Liga rule, again another
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
rule that
exactly.
makes no
You
sense,
can't
that
go into
the
all.
first team numbers can't exactly be retired. You have to give it to someone. And Ansu was the best positioned at the club. Everyone was talking about him being the golden boy. So it was him. I guess it was a natural selection upon the squad, upon seeing the squad when Messi left, that he should be the one to inherit. But ideally, I think Barca did not have it in their plans to give it to him, because
I
they
also think.
probably would have tried to retire the jersey number. But
Hmm,
again, La Liga rules, and
that that is a good point. I did not think like that. Yes. So that being said, if that was the rule, so of course then Ansu Fati had to get that, because Pedri was not Pedri back then. Pedri was not even there back. I don't know. I don't remember. So, and also a midfielder cannot wear number 10. Sorry, a midfielder just isn't the same for me. A 10 or a 7 number player should be banging goals left, right, center. So Ansu Fati was the best option. Yes, you are right.
Yeah, I think
again,
that
like,
has been.
yeah, exactly. Again, like, we see these gaps again. Ansu Fati, Ferran Torres. Xavi has mainly tried them on the left hand side. So left wing has become the major issue. Like, if we are to compete We have a world class striker in Lewandowski. We have a world class right winger in Dembele and Rafinha. We just don't have a proper left winger, which we have seen, which have felt the need for so long. We have found our Alba replacement in Balde, but
Oh, what a
Hmm.
signing!
that
What
left
a
hand
player!
side is, yeah. But again, the left wing position is currently a major issue if
I
we are
mean,
to compete in
yes,
Europe. That's why
Yes,
I
that
think
is
Javi has. Yeah, I think that's why
that's
Javi
the
has
work cut.
shifted to the four midfielder formation. With Gavi playing as a false winger, and I
playing
think we
false
played a
winger. Yes,
yeah, and I think that we played our best football in that four midfielder formation with Busquets, Frankie, Pedri, and Gavi, with Lewandowski and Dembele. So that would be our best 11. It's just that we have a proper 11 and a manager who knows what to do with that best 11. We just don't have any squad depth at all. At all. You see City's bench, you see Bayern's bench, you see
it's
other
true.
teams' benches. They have like City have the luxury to substitute Haaland for Alvarez. Alvarez currently can walk into the starting 11 of any team in Europe. He can almost compete with Lewandowski right now, at least. He can bring on
Hmm.
Foden. He has the luxury and the financial capability also. We have to keep that in mind. So three positions we have to enforce, or at least find a temporary solution so that we can work. You know, in this at least in the current in
Hmm.
the next season. This
Actually,
Busquets role, the pivot
City.
role. Yeah.
The
So
problem with City is City has the greatest manager of all time who plays Rodri at center. Sorry, who plays Stones at center defensive mid and makes him the best pivot in Premier League. He made João Cancelo left back. Then he made him the greatest left back. Then he switched him to right back, made him the greatest right back. Then he now is playing without left back, right back. Then he plays with inverted left back. I I don't get it. I think Pep Guardiola can literally take any player and make him a starting lineup worthy player for any European club. And with the finances that City have, City literally practically won the greatest league in the top five leagues without a bloody striker. So Alvarez and depth is all good, but that is because Pep Guardiola. If Pep Guardiola had not been there and they would have stuck to a system, I don't think that bench would have been as used and there had would have been as many rotations as there were. That being
Hmm.
said, our midfield has enough players to last us through the at least this season. The only issue is with that 4-4-2, with that 4-4-2 ish, with the false winger play. The problem is Busquets played a very big role in that. Busquets Busquets also played his best football this year under that particular formation, in my opinion. And without a pivot, I don't. I know Frankie De Jong is the top five midfielders right now in the world, but Frankie De Jong cannot be given that role because he cannot do that. He is not a single pivot, and any formation where a single pivot works, I don't think Barcelona will be able to continue without Busquets, or at least they will try and they will fail, is what I think. So the 4-4-2 is a good option, but for that we at least need a Sofia Amrabat or a Zubimendi or someone like that, which we are not getting right now, at least till late. So we need to wait for that. And a good on that thing note, there is a good news. India has beaten Lebanon 4-2 on penalties, and we
yes,
are through
yeah,
to
we are on
the
the
finals.
final.
And I am really excited, bro. What a player
We
Chetri
can
is.
we can if we win the final, we'll I think we'll drop in the top 100 rankings of FIFA also.
Yes, we are 100th in the FIFA rankings
We
right
are
now.
100, yeah. We just
Yeah,
drop, we top drop under
yeah, we'll
100
be
in this age group.
94, 95, I think.
Yeah,
And being 94, 95 is good because Ronaldo has scored most of his goal against 100 plus. So they are respectable countries. So India will also be respectable country in that sense. Being top 100 countries is good in my opinion.
yeah.
So
And we are on the, I think in the World Cup qualifiers, we are in pot two. So there's pot one, pot two, and other two pots. So
yes,
we are
yes,
in
yes,
the pot two. So that's a big jump
yes,
again. And
Mm.
with the World
yes.
Cup now, I think there are 48 teams. There will be
Uh,
48 teams in the 26
32,
World Cup, I think.
32, I think. I'm not sure.
Yeah, it will
Either
expand.
32.
It will expand to 48 teams eventually. I don't know which World Cup it will start from, but I
I
think
think
we
that
might have a shot.
2026 is 32.
Yeah, yeah, I think so.
Mm.
Yeah.
I think
So I think we might have a good chance in another in the next
final.
two World Cups
Definitely.
at least.
Definitely. I see India is progressing a nation. I think in around 10. But that being said, personally saw a lot of Indian football this season. I I can vouch for it. I can bet my house on it. Without Chetri, this team is nothing. Sunil Chetri and that El Chante, those two players have been our key players, and without them, I don't think we can even compete for the spots. So it is a big what if for India that Sunil Chetri stays for another year or 2 or 3. We don't know because he has said कि in couple of years I will retire because the body is starting to give up. But if for the 2026 World Cup, if he can stay somehow, I don't know. Then I have good hopes, but not make to making it to the World Cup is something very utopian in my opinion. In a 32 World Cup team, a 100th place country making it is very, very, very difficult unless we host it, which we can't. So
It
I
will be a
think
fairy tale more than
yeah,
Leicester City, I
it
think.
will be
Like
more than a
something
fairy
like
tale,
Leicester
bro.
City. Yeah,
Yeah. Some definitely more than Leicester City to reach World Cup 2026 is close to impossible, but we have hopes. But I think India can, in the coming years, be a good footballing nation because the culture has shifted from cricket to cricket and football now,
I think
not entirely
one
football.
of the things is like people who live in foreign, they say that they live and breathe football. Like fan culture is everywhere. In India,
Hmm.
like because of ISL, I would say the fan culture is there in Mumbai. I have been to MFA myself. So if there's an important game, you would have people having flares and up and on. Even
yeah.
I have lit up a flare. The only thing bad about it is कि जब उसका गिरता है, so it hurts on your hand. That's the only bad
Okay.
thing about it. But apart from it, if you go and you have like total fan culture, it's rowdy. We've been
Yeah.
to against Kerala match, and I'll tell you in the Kerala match there was some conflict going on because the Kerala fans came in our home stand,
Ah.
Okay.
and
Kerala Blasters, they have the largest fan base, I guess, in the country
yes,
alongside
they do
Mohun
have.
Bagan and East Bengal.
But the thing is, the game got very intense, and not on the pitch, off the pitch, because
That's
there were
kind
like
of that's kind of
threatening.
nice to see and bad to see. Like, people
That's
are
like,
fighting over football.
and
At least we don't have
I
empty stadiums
I
anymore.
am happy, bro. I am happy. I cannot be all taking the moral high ground and saying no, it is bad for the world. Fuck it, bro. We want Indians to fight for football. We want football in our country. We need
yeah,
to. We.
and
I have no problem with them fighting. I have no problem with them showing their passion. If Indians for cricket go to such lengths, fighting is just one part of it. So if they are fighting, very good. Support your club. Please fight. I don't mind.
the
Just
only
And
support.
thing was
also,
when
yeah.
we had Kerala fans in our that's at halftime it was 4-0, and there was a dog just
I
going on
remember
the
that
pitch.
match.
Yeah,
So
yeah. I
somebody
remember that match.
from our end
Yes.
shouted, Kerala's 12th man is walking on the pitch. That triggered another one. So the policemen were there. They said, "Just calm down." But in the metro, it didn't stop. Wherever you saw Kerala Blaster fan, they were just like, "Who the one? Who the fuck? Who the fuck?" They were just shouting the F word. It was on
It's
That
repeat.
a it's nice to see that this rivalry culture is
But
expanding.
the only thing
Otherwise,
is like, otherwise, yeah, because see, कल ही हम लोगों ने देखा Inter Kashi is now going to be another club who's coming into
yeah,
Indian football.
Interkashi.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
it's good to
It's
see like
great.
Indian football is progressing, and
But
the fact is,
don't you think, like, I saw someone, his name is Rajat, I'm not sure, don't quote, but I saw he's a big personality in Indian football, and he raised a good point saying that uh, each and every ISL club gets 2 crore rupees a year for their under 15, under 17 and infrastructure development plans. And with that, even in like 6 7 years out, don't know how much has this ISL been going on for. I guess at least 6 7 years. I am sure.
Yeah, it started in
So
2014. 9 years.
9
so
years.
approximately 10 years. In these 10 years, I have not seen even a single player come from any of these ISL clubs who have represented India at any stage in football. So the resources, even though they are little, they are not being used properly in India. So making new clubs is good. That brings more money, but the money is not being used properly. That is the problem in India.
In
If we had a
investment,
chance to,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. We had a chance to call Argentina for 30 crore rupees, if I'm not sure. BCCI gives 30 crore rupees chanda to everybody. But we cannot spend 30 crores to possibly make a generation of youngsters go crazy for football in our country, because that Argentina team's pull is massive. We saw it in China. If we cannot spend 30 crores on that, we do not have turf, bro. We play on these bloody pitches with uneven bounce. In SAF also, in this tournament also, there are so many problems in the pitch. If we have money, we don't use money, and then we cry that why are we not going up, because we are not using it properly. That is the issue we need to address, is what I think.
That's a good point.
The investment I think is needed starting from
See,
a
like
grassroots
I don't
level.
know, the possibly like in Navi Mumbai where I live. So where I used to live somewhere in the far off, they've built a stadium. So it's a 5,000 capacity stadium. It's probably
Good enough.
very good enough. They are having about three pitches. One is would be artificial, one would be natural, and one would be like some sort of practice. So they have started building infrastructure, but the only thing is about implementation. Because if you go in MFA, you won't have the stadium for Mumbai City. The stadium is actually owned by the BMC because it's
Exactly.
exact. You don't have
Yeah.
private. It's almost like Italy. Like in Italy, the stadiums are not owned by the clubs. The
Hmm.
stadiums are owned by municipalities. So
Yeah.
chance of progression बहुत कम हो जाता है जब तुम्हारे stadiums municipalities owned by them, because there's a lot of bureaucracy involved, which I don't think we need to talk
100%.
about. But it's a fact.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
I
we
think
know the
private
bureaucracy.
so I think privatization of stadiums might not be the whole solution. I'm not saying कि पूरा दे दो यार. I'm saying कि let
Hmm.
some of them have some share. कि like you, for example, Mumbai City is owned by City Football Group. They know exactly कि stadiums में क्या करना है.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But that is because, in my opinion, they are owned by what, the same people who own Man City, no? So the football culture is there. The people investing know how to invest in football, and they know what are the processes. If, for example, Northeast United is a club, I it's owned by John Abraham. What does John Abraham know about football? I don't think he
Nothing.
knows shit about football.
Even
If
the fans, Northeast actually had a very nice fan culture. I have
exactly,
stayed in Guwahati for about 2 years. I had been to a couple of ISL
Hmm.
matches there. Fans come
Hmm.
all the way from Mizoram. They come from Nagaland. They drive their cars. They come to Guwahati to see the football. There are outside the stadium. There are not facilities available for parking, so they park around 2 kilometers away. They walk the entire the path, and then they watch the game. There is a lot of good fan culture, in Northeast, but there is no football structure, unfortunately.
Exactly.
And
We
and they are not happy. I have, I had fans who were actually very passionate. They, waved banners, and they had actually put up a banner. He was part of that. So I had a friend there. He said that no, none of them actually support John Abraham at all. Like, he spoke
Why
big
would you,
things,
bro?
but he did nothing for the club.
Exactly. It's like politics in football. You give
Yeah,
a person, a celebrity should be endorsing the club, not owning it, is what I feel.
yeah,
Second, we are at this stage in India that we have fan base, we have a fan structure, but we do not show proper football. They say support Indian football. Very good, well and good. I support Indian football from past 3 years. I watch it regularly. I have been a fan. I know my players. I know Gurpreet Singh was probably one of the greatest keepers, and he can play Division 2 in any country. That being said, I have not seen football even close to Division 2 or Division 3. Or, for example, for let's say Wrexham level football, also, I have not seen from any club, any country, any match. I have not seen. And the problem is we do not train properly. We do not have infrastructure. We have the same bloody players since past 5 years. We have no the Stimac is good. Stimac is a great manager. He's doing bits, but he does not have many. Like if we see our bench, there is none. Nobody is capable enough to even play 90 minutes of football. So apart from this 15-player lot, we do not have players from India who are good enough for us to cheer for them. Apart from maybe El Chante or Sunil Chetri or Gurpreet or Jingam and all, there are 4 5 names who play good, but rest nobody is playing good, is what I think. And to play good, you need to have a structure, you need to have proper training, you need to have facilities for the players to train, and you need to give them enough money to survive. That is the problem. There is investment, but the I don't know where the money goes. Nobody is earning,
Nobody.
no, nothing is spent on infrastructure. Then where is the money? I don't understand. That is the issue.
the problem,
Hmm.
I think, starts at the grassroots level. You see in Spain, you see La Masia, you see these institutions that are built dedicated to football, that teach, you know players that are under 7 teams, under 10 teams. Football starts at that level from them, and that's the culture. Obviously, the parents only, they talk about football all the time. Their grandparents talk about football all the time. They have seen all these players. There's a whole lot of, it's not really withholding. There's no one withholding them that they can't pursue football and all. So everyone supports them as well. So that's all another thing. And there are not actually, proper institutions or proper facilities for the young players. That is, around age 7 to 10. Where they actually develop an aptitude for the game, how to
And
play,
it,
and
it he's I don't know how many of you've seen. Indians actually don't know how to play in tight spaces.
yeah, exactly.
Like
Exactly. Exactly. They do not know how to create spaces as well. They
like
are,
I don't know, Brazil and France. If you go, especially in France, in like any French city, the any French who player, like you take Riyad Mahrez for example. He was born in the streets of Paris. Sorry, in Paris. So he learned to play football in the streets of Paris. He knows how to create space. He knows how to dribble and dribble well, and he
Yeah.
values everything in football. That's why he's one of the best dribblers. And he knows कि
but
भाई मैं अगर तीन डिफेंडर से घिरूंगा तो मुझे करना क्या है.
by that is, I think that is not the problem of present. That is because Kapil Dev won the Cricket World Cup in '83, and the country went berserk, and they only play cricket. Where I go personally, I have never seen people playing proper football but there are, I think, 100 leagues going on as we speak of tennis ball, cricket under. So
Yeah.
we have facilities but for cricket, and that is because our nation transformed into a cricket playing nation when that happened. If there would have been that 1950, if India would have gone to the World Cup,
Yeah,
if that
that
would
was
have
the
not
major
happened,
turning point, I believe.
turning point,
That,
if that would have
that
happened,
Hmm.
I think every person right now would be playing football instead of cricket. And we cannot blame our kids for not playing football, because nobody wants to play football. No, if there are 10 people and 7 play cricket, the 3 football guys have to play cricket. And I am not ranting on cricket. Cricket is a great sport. I watch it. Cricket is very good. But as a nation, we need to get over our like and passion for cricket and put it somewhere else as well, which we are doing. I think children of today know good stuff, ample stuff about football, and they are well aware because of the social media about football. Everybody is a Man United fan, everybody is a Madrid fan. So that being said, I think the culture will develop, but it will take a lot of time and it will take a lot of money in India at least.
that is true. It
Hmm.
takes, at the grassroots
And
level, this problem
hmm,
exists, and that
I
needs
think
to be tackled
we
first.
really need to go through everything to change for the not just for at the grassroots, but if we basically start at the base एंड वी वर्क ऑन इट तब जाके हम लोग का वो ऊपर का जो स्ट्रक्चर है वो ज़्यादा बेटर होगा दे से ना कि
Like,
That
जब
is true.
yeah,
बिल्डिंग बनानी तो बेस सबसे सही होना चाहिए सो आई थिंक इफ यू
That is
कीप
true.
द बेस then only because I'll tell you over here where I stay we have local leagues going on so like Belapur is a like not that big of a city as we compare it to any other places around us but we still do have good football culture I mean I have seen people play over here and they play very hard very tough and it's like yes you would know this guy who plays for which team and etc and all so I think
there
it
is
has changed,
that
but
fandom. Yeah, there
yeah,
is that fandom, but the resources and the facilities,
resources
that's the
exactly.
thing.
Like
That is
if you
true.
see, India recently won another record Asian Championship in Kabaddi. Yesterday it was the news, eighth consecutive,
Mhm. Years consecutive, yes, yes.
and
Yeah,
the only place where you would see a bit of infrastructure available for Kabaddi would be somewhere in North, and that too in Haryana.
yeah. Kabaddi, it's at least, we have historically performed well, so that's why, there
Yeah,
has been a pro
that's the
Kabaddi league
reason.
as well. So
Hmm.
popularity has risen of the sport recently, but that's the thing. They have facilities of Kabaddi as far as I know.
Like
So
you
there are
would think,
sports,
hmm,
yeah, there are
like.
sports which,
Hmm,
other than cricket, which provide, which the government is actually, they are sure that this sport can bring us glory, can
exactly.
bring our country glory. So they are carefully investing it, but I don't think they should
Hmm.
be, careful about investing into all sports. They have the resources. You see countries like Argentina and all, they are very much weaker economically than us, but their whole
Yes.
Bro,
country revolves around football. They
I
have the
think
best
Croatia, for
facilities
example,
laid out.
uh, I mean, you look at any other country in front of India,
Croatia,
like
bro, Croatia is a country of 2 million population, and they have 20 good players. And it is not like Croatia only plays football. Croatia has been playing sports as well. I have seen Croatian players in Olympics performing decentish. The problem is our bureaucracy, our corruption, and at the, football is a pyramid scheme. If the top level goes good, the rest of the people get enough money and it develops. But at the top, there are
that's
people with some other agenda only. So,
hmm,
in my opinion, we should now go back to Barcelona,
yeah.
because
Let's.
we have
I think
beaten around the bush a lot. It's the
yeah,
same
we
thing
have.
that we need infrastructure and money.
Look, if we when we go, let's dive back to FC Barcelona. The thing is, one final word before we depart is what it's I think one of the silliest question, but I'll still ask. What number do you
Sure.
think Ilkay Gundogan will wear?
Ooh,
On
Probably five,
five,
maybe five. That's
five,
the
five is the only sensible answer.
Hmm.
like.
And
I don't think there are other available because in the midfield, like he wore eight, but
Yeah,
in
six,
our
seven,
team,
seven,
Pedri
eight,
has eight,
nine,
six.
10, 11,
Yeah,
12.
six is
so
also
one
So
to
taken.
thirty
five
thing,
is five
like
is the
yeah,
only
five
possible.
is great. So the thing
Yeah.
is like seven. Somebody Chaitanya was saying seven. Seven is for Dembele.
No, no. I
Then
I was counting how many players and what are there.
in La Liga,
So
it's like 1 to 30 only. It's not like other
yeah,
leagues.
yeah.
Like you
That
can pick
what
any
a
number.
dumb, dumb rule. La Liga has ruined itself. La Liga and Tevez are their own cause for damage. La Liga should now focus on like relaxing their rules to let more people come, let transfers flow, let money flow. Because La Liga in the past decade was the best league in the world till Messi and Ronaldo were there. But now I don't see a future for La Liga. I really don't. Who is watch apart from us and Madrid
There
fans?
is
Nobody is watching La Liga, bro. Nobody wants to watch
the
La Liga because why
the
will you
thing is,
watch La
yeah,
Liga?
I
exactly.
would
The
rather
thing
watch a
is, La
match
Liga.
between Brentford and what's that team?
Exactly,
You
because
Coimbrance.
see, I
that is competitive, bro. At England, it's competitive. From the last 10 teams are also very competitive amongst themselves, but and they are equally recognized as well. Here, nobody we can I cannot personally name all the 20 teams which played La Liga this year. I can barely name 10, 12, or 15 max. So if people don't know the clubs, and that is something La Liga has to do. It's not the fans who will be going all berserk on social media and saying, "Hey, this is my club. Please support my club." La Liga has to do something about it. They cannot base their whole league on Barcelona, Real Madrid, no matter how big clubs they are. They need to work. Atletico Madrid has dipped, bro. Sevilla has become bankrupt. Villarreal has dipped. Valencia has dipped. Athletic Club has dipped. These clubs were fighting for glory, bro. Now they are just a club, and that is sad to see in La Liga. And that is Javier Tevez. He's dumb. He's an asshole. Sorry.
the 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 thing is that La Liga, Premier League marketing is their TV rights. They have
Yeah, yeah.
absolutely cemented their position as a top league for at least the next 10 years. No other league, not even La
Easily,
Liga, not even
easily.
Bundesliga or Syria, no league apart. I mean, there's no league actually which can actually compete with them or catch up to them at least because the way they have marketed clubs like Aston Villa, which have been relegation, they have been relegation fodder at least 10 years ago. They would have been. They are
Mhm.
buying Ferran. They are bidding for Ferran Torres. They are bidding for. They have gotten Pau Torres, I guess, from Villarreal itself. They are building a world-class team, not a world-class, at least a team which can compete in almost, Europa or Conference League level.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
teams
West Ham
like
won the
these
Conference League,
teams,
bro.
West Ham, these guys are winning the Conference Leagues and they're regularly competing in every, European competition.
Yeah,
At
yeah,
least
yeah.
at least one team or two teams are always there in the finals at least. So
Yeah, yeah.
there's you can argue there are better talents. There are teams who play better football than many teams in the Premier League. And there are many teams actually who play better football, but they are overlooked. People don't watch other than the Premier League. Hardly any viewership. There are hardly any channels broadcasting, the other leagues. Premier League, Star Sports is, select one, select two. They're broadcasting matches on across three, four channels. They're conducting interviews. They're
Mm.
showing those interviews. There's a full
Mm.
day broadcasting and marketing
I
of
don't
the
know.
entire league in India.
Uh,
Mm.
There
I
is
don't
Mm.
know.
no
All
other.
quite years ago, La Liga used to have their like on TVs and all. Back when we
Yeah,
had great
Yeah.
channels.
bro. La Liga in 30. I remember when I was in my third or fourth year of watching football, I think 12 or 13, I there was no mention of Premier League anywhere around me. It was Madrid, Real Madrid, Barcelona, Real Madrid, Barcelona, and there is a team called United. Okay, and everywhere like it was shown on like what you say Sony 10 and whatever channels there were. La Liga was the prime footballing event.
Highlight.
Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, so and there was I know there was Premier League then also, but there was no emphasis on like Premier League. Watch this, watch that. There was only Real Madrid matches, Barcelona matches, and there is a team United which is big because Ronaldo came from United and Rooney and all. But apart from that, La Liga was so big back then, bro. In 2011, the FIFA Pro that whole Galaxy
Yeah.
documentary, apart 9 out of 11 players were from La Liga, and La Liga was booming back then. Javier Tevez and their rules and their PFP, I don't understand that FPF or PFP, whatever. It is beyond science. What they
Because
invent rules and implement rules midway. I don't understand that. And that has led to the downfall of La Liga, and that is leading to
Yeah.
La Liga being even third rated or fourth rated now. I think La Liga right now is the second best league, but I don't see La Liga competing for the second spot even in the next 5 years. I think league like Syria, for example, will definitely take over. Bundesliga won't because Bundesliga is basically two clubs transferring players and letting Bayern win. So they won't be able to generate enough fandom. But I am sure Syria, with the kind of teams they have and the rules, there are very relaxed rules. I think they will overtake as the second best league. I am sure of it, and La Liga will be responsible themselves for it. That is the
Yeah.
problem.
The thing is, the marketing that Premier League has done over the last 10 or 8-10 years, it's been immense. La Liga has done
Yeah,
actually
yeah, yeah.
nothing. They actually lift off the name of Barcelona, Real Madrid, Messi, and Ronaldo. They were these
Exactly.
two teams which played absolutely immense football. That's why they just dedicated a simple channel to just show their live matches. Other than that, I don't remember anything, any other specialized shows, specialized channels showcasing La Liga further in
mm,
India. So that is the thing, that Barcelona, Real Madrid marketed for itself. La Liga did nothing of the sort to expand its fandom globally. So that's why teams like,
Yeah.
that's the result we are seeing right now, that teams like Aston Villa, we are spending 50-60 million almost to get players like Pau Torres, which is actually a world class player. So it's very difficult to compete with any Premier League club financially. I think even Brighton can outspend us right now with the current financial state we are in. Even Brighton of Albion, they can also outspend us.
Yeah, easily, bro. That is because of the. But La Liga tried to do this with the CVC deal. They tried to inject money, but I don't understand the deal. Even after signing the deal, Sevilla are still bankrupt. So
Yeah,
I don't understand what kind of a deal it was that a club who has won Europa League recently, they are Europa royalty. Like, sorry to say, sorry for every Barcelona fan, like Real Madrid is considered UCL royalty. We all know how, but they are. But like that,
yeah,
Sevilla is considered Europa League royalty. And all
that
of
is
their
true.
players are on transfer list right now because they are bankrupt. That is just so sad to see, bro. That is basically the if that sums up the La Liga effects on La Liga clubs. That is peak example. I cannot think
Even
of a situation, bro.
it's not exactly, yeah, it's not just us that is in a mess financially. It's, you can see La Liga as a whole.
Everybody's,
Atletico Madrid,
everybody's.
at
Yeah, yeah.
even Atletico Madrid and other. I don't think Real Madrid, they have spent 100 million sum on Bellingham, but
mm,
I don't think they actually have the money, or maybe I don't really know. But apart from Real Madrid, I don't see anyone spending above 50 million even. in the transfer
Yeah,
window.
the only
I
thing I have to say to La Liga, I have this cap that I won in a prediction contest. So the cap was provided by La Liga. These guys, I won the contest. These guys gave me. Like, if you guys can do for like caps and all official merchandise, if you can excite fans. But the fact is, only two clubs will attract from La Liga, and that is Barca and Real Madrid. Once these two pillars are gone, nobody cares. Like, possibly the biggest match in Spain isn't the Clasico, it's the Seville derby. If you actually ask fans, they'll say that the biggest game for them is the Seville derby. Nobody has that excitement. Like, I have been watching, like, I know Seville players like Alves, Rakitic, Navas. Now currently there's Bono, but people don't have that excitement. Very,
Nobody
very
cares,
little.
bro. So
exactly
nobody
Like,
that's
but
cares.
because no one the marketing apart there is has been no marketing of La Liga and its the attractions.
Yeah,
There
yeah,
are
yeah.
actually huge
they
clubs.
need to.
Valencia and Villarreal are actually very
Valencia
historical
had
and actually very big
possibly
clubs.
Valencia had so many great players. If you look in the 2000s, that's the
Yeah,
club who has reached the Champions League final in the 21st century about two times. They
Mm.
gave tough
Valencia.
fight to
So yeah,
Bayern.
exactly. There
Valencia
has
is in
been no
ruins.
marketing and it's kind of I also it's I think I don't exactly know their situation, but I think it's their owner is to
I think
blame there. But again,
the
there is no
like the
hype
you said
created around. Yeah, there is
exactly
no hype
like
created around these other
the
clubs apart from
you
Madrid and Barcelona. And
exactly
Madrid and Barcelona, the hype they currently have even is because that Messi and Ronaldo played for them. If Messi and
I
Ronaldo played for any different club, or La Liga would not have been broadcasted in India. I feel there is. I don't think it would be
so
even broadcasted.
with like about I think we should end because I think it's time.
mm,
But
Yeah,
so one
what
question
I
from my side, just to wrap it up. What are the three
yeah.
signings if you had money? What are the three signings you want at Barcelona if we had money?
If
if we had money.
I'll say, I'll say for two situations. If we don't have money, like the current
Yeah,
situation that
sure,
India is
sure.
in right now, and
Yeah,
then
yeah.
for money, we need. So I'll say three positions. First is the left wing. Second is the central defensive midfielder. Another one is the right back. These three should be our priority. Priority first being the central defender midfielder. If I have the money, if I can get a blank check, right now the only player I'll
I,
sign for the central defensive midfielder is Rodri from Manchester City. That's the he's the
mm,
closest I can. There's no one who can be Busquets, but he's the
yeah, yeah,
closest that
for
we can
sure.
get right now. And the player how he plays is the closest that we can get right now. If I can get a blank check. Other than that, for left wing, I'll probably go for Rafael Leao or Kvaratskhelia because we need dynamism
Maradona.
in there. We need someone who can dribble, who can take on defenders, who is not afraid. Someone like Neymar, someone we lacked since 2018. On that left side, it was absolutely dead. Coutinho was just an attacking midfielder. He was misused. That he's not the player we needed, but it is what it is. We need someone like Neymar that is who can take players on and attack with both the flanks. Dembele on the right and a left winger on the and a winger on the left. So Rafael Leao or Kvichka Kvaratskhelia. I'll probably go for Leao because he might suit our style well, and he has done pretty well in an average Milan attack. He's the only star in that. So I'll probably go for Rafael Leao. And for the right back position, there's Cancelo. I can't think of any better name than that.
I have a better
Cancelo,
name,
or
Joe.
if I am going to currently, yeah, Cancelo. From I currently can't think of any other like. Is he'll be an instant impact. So either Cancelo or if you're going to bet on a younger player, it should be Arnau Martinez. I feel he has done
Yes,
immensely. I
yes.
watched him.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Arnau Martinez,
Or no, Martin.
I watched him play against us only. He was fantastic on the ball, which I think is needed to be a Barca player, and he has good defensive skills. So these two players, and for the central defensive, yeah, Rodri. So these three are the
Nice,
players that I
nice,
would say. But
nice.
yeah, in a non-ideal, that is the current scenario we are in, left winger, I don't think other than Carrasco we can get. I don't think we can spend more than 15 million even. So Carrasco is the best
15
first
million.
class option, but I don't really. It's the
15
most
million
that
is
we
our
can spend.
total budget, bro.
We can't even
Yeah.
spend 20 million on Brozovic. So I think we might go for Danny Parejo. I feel he will be a low cost option. Then at least for a year we can go for Danny Parejo. Left wing, I can say if Arda Guler can play there, it's nice, but I don't think it is ideal position. So maybe Carrasco, then Danny Parejo, and in right back there's this guy Arnau Martinez. I still feel we should go for him, but Ivan Fresneda is a good shout. So I'll probably these three should be our priority signings.
Nice, nice, nice.
Apart
Nice,
from
bro.
Vitor Roque, I think. Apart from Vitor Roque.
With- And Victor Roque, as far as the sources, the only genuine source I believe in is Fabrizio or Krish. Krish is also as good, if not better than Fabrizio, in my opinion. So Victor Roque to Barcelona has been done and sealed, according to him. So I believe that it is done. And Victor Roque is the kind of player we need because Lewandowski isn't here to stay. So
Yeah.
Victor Rogue is coming. Arda Guler might come. My three options will be if we had money, there is no doubt about it. I have been saying it for the past 4 5 years. At right back, there is no player who fits this modern football at right back position more than Ashraf Hakimi. Inverted right back Ashraf Hakimi with Dembele playing up front and providing the crosses to Robert Lewandowski means goals galore. So right back Ashraf Hakimi is a big dream, but I know there is no
But
chance.
he's a
Even
Madrid
if we
player.
had money, he is a Madrid player, and we don't like Madrid players. But as a player, if we take away the Madrid out of him, he's probably one of the best right backs right now. As far as left, I also think the three positions are pivot, right back, and left winger. As far as left winger is concerned, I really don't have many options because I don't think Caradona is Quicha is uh, good enough. Matlab, he does not suit our system. I don't think so. He does. The amount of football I've seen in Italy, I don't think he fits our system. Rafael Leao is a shout because he has been good, but personally, I want Neymar back. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I am sorry. I want Neymar back.
Yeah.
And left wing, if he agrees to play,
I
there
also
is
say like a
no.
player like Neymar. So
I so basically, if he agrees to play at left wing or striker as well, but majorly left wing. There is no left winger better, and there will not be any left winger better than Kylian Mbappe for the next 10 years. So if we had money, I'd go for because he's now on the transfer list, so we can go if we had money. But and at pivot, Rodri is the closest of a shout, but I am of the thoughts to change the system instead of going for a single pivot because there is no single pivot in the history of football who can come close to Busquets, and there is no replacement for Busquets. And if we did not have money, we are going in the right direction because Arda Guler is a great shout for next season. And that in pivot, we need somebody. If we do not get somebody, might as well bring back Nico, try him once more. If he does not fit, play De Jong. What can we do? There is no options available. Right back, go for Konde. Um, make him agree, convince him to play at right back because he's the best right back option we have. Nobody in the market is close in that price niche. Kunde is our best hope for a right back, and if possible, can we please terminate Marcus Alonso's and Roberto's contract? That would be nice. That is all, and Longley as well.
There is a yeah.
Mm, I think
Exits must
I
be
talk.
completed first to seal off.
Exactly.
Yeah. Casey needs to leave. Ferran, if we convince him he needs to leave. Casey needs to leave, and another player needs to leave. I don't know who, but another Longley needs to leave or terminate, and another player needs to leave. I
Maybe
don't know who.
Garcia. Maybe
Who's
Garcia.
buying Garcia, bro? Nobody's buying Garcia. Who would want Garcia? We saw him play. Without Araujo, no. Garcia can only be sold with packaged Araujo, and that is not happening. So Garcia, I don't think anybody wants Garcia, and we won't get enough money
Garcia.
for Garcia, bro. Who is gonna pay more than 15 million for Garcia in this market also? I don't think anybody will.
Yeah.
And for 15 million, might as well keep him because
But he
I
came.
don't see any
Another thing
replacement.
is maybe Garcia came on a free transfer also. So maybe 15 million also it will be help. Anything we can get is
Yeah,
helpful to us right
yeah.
now.
It will be like an
I don't
Emerson
think.
Royale kind of transfer, no? But
Yeah,
bro, the fact is, we have back, okay, with Kunde established at right back now. If we manage to convince him, because we do not have a right back. So basically, we need depth in center. We need at least 4 to 5 center backs at least, because we cannot just Araujo, Christensen, great. But when anyone is injured, I think Inigo Martinez
yeah,
does the job, but that was apart from him also we need at least one or two more, because we if there is a long injury we are doomed, bro. If Christensen gets uh, injured, I am not putting this out in the universe. If hypothetically he gets, I'm not even talking about Araujo. If he gets, we do not basically have a center back, because Inigo also needs time to fit in. I feel we cannot just say yes, Inigo is here, because he's not a young player who is in trying to get molded. He is already a molded player. He has a system. He has his tricks and stuff. So he needs time to adjust. And I think Eric Garcia, instead of selling him for 10 million, which nobody is giving anyway, we should keep him for this season, and let's see. Another option is trying Inigo for pivot, which I am sure Javi will do, because we do not have a pivot, and he'll put his Pep Guardiola brain into uh, moves, and I think he'll try it and fail, but we should try it.
yeah,
That is something I
yeah.
want.
Like how he converted Don Stones as a pivot. I think he might try it with.
exactly.
Like he tried it with Garcia, but I don't think Garcia is up for it.
Garcia is not a
Maybe
player, bro. Garcia can't keep the ball for his life, bro. I've never seen Garcia is good. Garcia is good when he tracks back, but then he sorts of cuts off. When somebody cuts in the middle, Garcia is nowhere to be seen. Garcia can run. He's a center back. He runs on the left side of the center back position. He runs with the player, and then he's gone.
Hmm.
Suddenly, we see
I saw
Araujo,
him.
who, yeah,
Yeah, yeah. I saw him in
I
the
think.
match against Inter
Hmm.
Milan. Like he was caught ball watching. He didn't even jump. He was holding for
exactly,
long.
bro.
It was
He's a
against.
he's
It was against Lautaro Martinez actually, and Lautaro
yeah, and he's
Martinez.
not fast, bro.
He's a good striker.
He's
Yeah, even against Lautaro, that's what I'm saying. Lautaro Martinez is not that of an ADL threat. He's a good striker. He's a world-class striker.
yeah,
He's
yeah,
not
yeah,
an
yeah,
ADL
yeah.
threat. You
No,
can't
not no
even,
chance.
yeah, if he can't even, he didn't even jump for the ball, I think, as I recall that home match against Inter Milan. He didn't even jump
Yeah,
for the
yeah, yeah.
ball. He was just holding on to him, and then he spun around and the goal happened. It was like a
I think.
schoolboy defending each other.
Hmm. नहीं, इफ वी लाइक, अगर मैं अभी जाके बोलूं कि भाई मैं एरिक गार्सिया बेच रहा हूँ,
कोई नहीं
रियलिस्टिकली इफ
खरीदा।
आई स्पीक, एक सेकंड डिवीजन क्लब, हाँ हमें चाहिए, लेकिन हम 4 मिलियन से ज्यादा नहीं देंगे। 4 मिलियन भी बहुत है उसके लिए, बीइंग वेरी ऑनेस्ट।
That
एक
the
सेकंड
thing
डिवीजन
नहीं
about
भाई, आई
Barcelona
डोंट
is
थिंक कि
people
4 मिलियन में जाना
players
चाहिए
come
उसे।
here and they yeah.
आई एम
ना ना
टेलिंग
ना,
यू, नो
4 मिलियन
टॉप
इज टू
क्लब
लेट
विल
ब्रो।
टेक इट।
हाँ, nobody will take him, but we need us by we need for that 1 or 2 matches where a player is gone. We need somebody to be there so that the other team at least mentally thinks we have a center back. 4 million में तो letting him go is not good, because what if, because Inigo, for a pivot to play pivot, he needs to be one of the best ball carriers and ball keepers. And
Yeah.
Inigo Martinez is a good, very decent ball keeper. I don't know about carrier. I have not seen him enough, and have not seen him carry the ball well. I know he can keep the ball well, and he can throw it long. Matlab, obviously shoot it long. That is okay. So if he works in CDM, for example, then we basically have nobody to cover our injuries in the back. That is the problem. And I do not
Other than
want
that,
Marcus Alonso to play.
yeah.
Is what I am saying.
Other than that, the only thing is that the only likeliest signing we have for the pivot, which no one has mentioned, is Oriol Romeo. I think he's the most
I
likely
haven't
to
seen
come.
him play.
So
I also don't know much
he's
about him.
अरे ओरियल रोमियो जो
yeah,
है
he's just
एक बारसा प्लेयर है
yeah.
एंड हाँ उसने बारसा बीच के लिए खेला है, ये रिप्रेजेंटेड बार्सिलोना ऑलरेडी। लेकिन
Mm-hmm.
वो बहुत पहले, फिर उसके बाद वो प्रीमियर लीग गया, साउथहैम्पटन गया। मुझे नहीं पता था कि जैसे ही वो साउथहैम्पटन से वगैरह निकल गया तो उसके बाद वो रेलीगेट हो गए, एंड देन ही वेंट टू जिरोना। एंड जब जब जिरोना खेलते हैं ना, अगेंस्ट बारसा देखा है, अगेंस्ट मैड्रिड देखा है, उसके जो परफॉर्मेंसेस है वो बढ़िया है। लेकिन जिस तरीके से हम रॉड्री को रिप्लेस कर रहे हैं, तो उतना टेक्निकल क्वालिटीज होना भी बहुत ज़रूरी है और बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट चीज़ है। और मुझे लगता है कि जब जब अभी शायद मेरे ख्याल से चैतन्य ने कहा या फिर श्रेयस ने कहा, मुझे नहीं पता, लेकिन एरिक गार्सिया को वहाँ पे हम देख रहे हैं। सबसे पहली बात ये है कि एरिक गार्सिया को डिफेंसिव मिडफील्डर रोल में देखना या फिर वहाँ पे खिलाना सबसे बड़ी बेवकूफ़ी, क्योंकि मैं कैसे बोलता हूँ, नो ऑफेंस, क्योंकि एरिक गार्सिया जब भी एज अ डिफेंसिव मिडफील्डर स्टार्ट करता है, उस वक्त उसको शॉर्ट पासेस खेलने के लिए उसको मतलब हमेशा से ना उसको एक ये चाहिए, सपोर्ट चाहिए कि हाँ मैं भाई यहाँ पे हूँ तेरे साथ बॉल खेलने के लिए शॉर्ट पासेस। और वो 2 बार उसने स्टार्ट किया था एज अ डीएम, और वहाँ पे सर्जियो रॉबर्टो था उसके साथ मिडफील्ड में, या फिर कह लीजिए कि राइट फ्लैंक पे शॉर्ट पासेस खेलने के लिए।
Yeah.
तो समझ लो फॉर एग्जांपल आपके अगेंस्ट फ्रैंकफर्ट, बायर्न, लिवरपूल और आर्सेनल, यूनाइटेड,
No
मतलब
way.
कोई टीम जो फिजिकली स्ट्रांग है, इंटेंसिटी बहुत हाई है उनकी, और उस वक्त अगर आप डिफेंसिव मिडफील्डर के रोल में, मैं तो सोच रहा हूँ कि मैं 2 साल बाद भी अगर यूज करता तो मैं बुस्केट्स को यूज करता, लेकिन मैं एरिक गार्सिया को मैं बिल्कुल, अरे यार मैं डिफेंडर ही नहीं, उसको
हंड्रेड
नहीं समझ,
परसेंट
तो कहाँ पे समझ पाऊंगा उसको।
100% ब्रो, एरिक गार्सिया के तो हम सारे अगेंस्ट है, बट दैट बीइंग
एग्जैक्टली।
सेड हमें उसे रखना ही पड़ेगा, क्योंकि 4 मिलियन से बेटर है कि एक बेंच पे एक ऐसा प्लेयर हो जो खेल चुका हो, एटलीस्ट उसे पता तो है बार्सिलोना के बारे में। अब हम किसी और सेंटर बैक को लाने की कोशिश करेंगे तो हम अपने इन वाले ये जो साइनिंग्स जो हम करना चाह रहे हैं उस पे फोकस करना बेटर है मेरे हिसाब से, क्योंकि 4 मिलियन, 4 मिलियन तो यार क्या ही है। 4 मिलियन तो हम अभी जापान होके आए तो 4 मिलियन मिल गए हमें।
नहीं नहीं,
जापान
मैं
में
वो
दो विस।
Also,
हाँ हाँ।
I remember we actually signed a player, Mikhail Faye. He's a 19-year-old talented
हम्म।
center back. So I think that was a
फाइल फाइल
strategic buy. He's gonna yeah. I think he's gonna play for the B team, but I think
यस यस यस।
Xavi actually wants to see if he can develop. So
एग्जैक्टली।
if he can, it will be a very good option for us
We have Mikhail Pai,
हाँ
we
as a
have
backup center back.
टीम, एंड अगर इनिगो मार्टिनेज आया है तो उसी दिन समझ जाना चाहिए आपको कि एरिक गार्सिया बाहर है। एरिक गार्सिया को डिफेंसिव मिडफील्डर के तौर पे यूज करेंगे, ये करेंगे, सब वो सब बकचोदी है, वो सब बचकानी हरकतें हैं, क्योंकि
फैक्ट
एरिक
फैक्ट
गार्सिया
फैक्ट।
को अगर आप डिफेंसिव मिडफील्डर के रोल में अगर आप देखना चाहते हैं, तो इसका मतलब यही हो गया कि फेरान टोरेस को आप लेवांडोस्की को रिप्लेस करते हुए देखना चाहते हैं, क्योंकि फेरान टोरेस जैसे प्लेयर को, एरिक गार्सिया जैसे प्लेयर्स को बार्सिलोना जैसा क्लब मिला है, वो भी ऐसे ट्रांजिशन पीरियड में जबकि वो हीरो बन सकते थे कुछ अच्छे परफॉर्मेंसेस देके। एरिक गार्सिया जब जब ऑन होके आता है, सब होके आता है ना, मुझे लिटरली लगता है कि हमारे पास लॉन्गले था पहले, अभी जैसे ही लॉन्गले ऑन होता था तो जब अगर हम कहीं पे 1-0 चल रहे तो ड्रॉ होता था, अगर ड्रॉ है तो फिर हम मैच हार जाते थे, क्योंकि कुछ भी होती थी, गलतियां होती थी। तो अभी लॉन्गले 2.0 जो है एरिक गार्सिया है, वो पता नहीं क्या
बिल्कुल
करता है,
बिल्कुल।
होता है क्या होता है, लेकिन एक जो होता है ना प्रेजेंस ऑफ माइंड, वो चीज होनी चाहिए कि आप में बहुत अच्छी
हाँ,
क्वालिटी है, एंड देन आप अगर आप
बॉल
प्रेजेंस
वॉचर
ऑफ,
है वो।
हाँ, बार्सिलोना को रिप्रेजेंट कर रहे हो आप, चाहे डोमेस्टिक लेवल पे हो, यूरोपियन लेवल पे हो, कहीं पे भी हो, एक सेंस होना चाहिए बंदे में। अबे अरे एरा फेरन टोरेस सबके सामने आके बोलता है कि आई एम फाइटिंग डिप्रेशन वगैरह वगैरह, ये बातें कहने की होती है। अबे बार्सिलोना का जो मेडिकल फैसिलिटीज है, दुनिया का सबसे बेस्ट मेडिकल फैसिलिटी जो कि क्लब के पास होता है। मैनचेस्टर इंग्लैंड के लीग में जो कोई प्लेयर अगर इंजोर्ड होता है तो वहां पे ट्रीटमेंट करने के लिए आता है, इतनी अच्छी फैसिलिटीज है हमारे पास। हम 1.3 बिलियन डेट में हैं, फिर भी उसके बावजूद भी हम स्पॉटिफाई कैंप नो बांध रहे हैं, कंस्ट्रक्शन चल रहा है अभी भी हमारा। ये मतलब एक, आप ना एक आपको समझना चाहिए, क्योंकि क्या हो रहा है ना कि हमारा जो फैन बेस है ना, वो भी अभी आजकल ऐसे कह रहा है कि भाई देखो ना आर्टेटा को चांस मिल गया, वो भी तो ग्रो कर रहा है, आर्सेनल को देखो। भाई आर्सेनल कहाँ, कहाँ राजा भोज, कहाँ गंगू तेली यार, पूरी दुनिया में आके माड्रिड वहां पे सबको पेल के आती है, हम यहाँ पे जाके उनके घर में उनको 4 चाटे मार के आ जाते हैं हर बार जाके। तो ये वाला मेंटेलिटी चेंज करना पड़ेगा, फैंस को होगा सब। तो मुझे एक चीज का टेंशन बिल्कुल नहीं है, फेरान टोरेस है, गार्सिया है, फेरान टोरेस का अगर 5 साल का एक्सटेंशन भी दे दिया कॉन्ट्रैक्ट का, मैं टेंशन नहीं लूंगा, क्योंकि मुझे पता है लापोर्टा वहाँ पे प्रेसिडेंट बैठा है। और जब मैं कॉन्वर्सेशन में, जब मैंने मतलब आया, तो उस वक्त तुम्हारा चल रहा था लालिगा मैड्रिड एंड बार्सिलोना का, तो मैं शॉर्ट में बता दूंगा 1-2 सेंटेंस में कि लालिगा ने वो स्पेनिश लीग नहीं चलाई, वो स्पेनिश लीग चलाई है लापोर्टा और पेरेज ने। लापोर्टा चला गया, हमारे लग गए, पेरेस ने वहां पे रियल मेड कहाँ से कहाँ लेकर गया, अभी लापोर्ता आया है, लापोर्ता और पेरेस फिर से करेंगे, जो भी ग्लोरी डेज है जो भी है ना,
फैक्ट
सब हो
फैक्ट
जाए।
फैक्ट।
ये वाली चीज है, एम्बाप्पे आ रहा है, इधर हालैंड आएगा, रॉके आएगा, कोई भी है, जो भी चीज है, क्योंकि उमटीटी को 2 दिन पहले अपडेट्स आ रहे थे कि उमटीटी क्या बोलते, एग्री नहीं कर रहा उसका कॉन्ट्रैक्ट टर्मिनेट करने के लिए, और आज अगर न्यूज निकल के आती है उमटीटी पार्टिंग वेज विद उमटीटी, क्लब का ऑफिशियल स्टेटमेंट है। लॉन्गले के साथ भी यही होगा, ट्रिनकाओ, कोलाडो, डेस्ट, फेरान टोरेस, सभी के साथ यही चीज है, दूसरा कुछ नहीं है। बस इतना ज्यादा टाइम नहीं लूंगा, वैसे भी अभी स्ट्रीम एंड करना है तुम लोगों को, तो
नहीं वो तो है, बट द थिंग इज व्हेन आई एंड बहुत ऐसे साइनिंग्स अब, बिकॉज आई थिंक वी हैव बीन फ्रस्ट्रेटेड अ लॉट। आई थिंक I've been frustrated a lot, especially if I look at Europe,
बस
because हम I think we create chances and then we miss it. बहुत खलता है यार,
नहीं नहीं,
मतलब
अभी
हम
ऐसा ना कि हमारा जो भी इन्वेस्टमेंट होगा ना नमन, हम, अगर आपको लग रहा है ना, मुझे समझो अगर कहीं पे मुझे भी अगर लग रहा है कि मैं सोच रहा हूँ कि हमारा जो क्लब है वो गलत कर रहा है, अर्दा गुलर को लाने की बात करके गलत कर रहा है, फिर किसी दूसरे को लाने की बात हो रही है, फ्लोरियन वीग्स है, अर्दा गुलर या फिर कोई दूसरा प्लेयर है, अगर उसको ला के क्लब कर, ऐसा मुझे लग रहा है ना, हो सकता है मुझे कहीं पे लगे, लेकिन मैं नेक्स्ट मोमेंट में मुझे लगा कि नहीं, वहाँ पे डेको है, क्योंकि डेको का अभी आज एक और अपडेट पड़ा, डेको इज ट्रैवलिंग टू साउथ अमेरिका, पता नहीं वेदर ब्राजील और अर्जेंटीना, कि जितने भी स्काउट्स ने स्काउट किए हैं प्लेयर्स, उनको देखने के लिए जाने वाला है, जाएगा साउथ अमेरिकन मार्केट में। साउथ अमेरिकन जो टैलेंट का प्रोडक्शन फैक्ट्री एक तरीके का साउथ अमेरिका फुटबॉल के लिए, तो वहाँ पे इतना तगड़ा होल्ड है ना बंदे का, डेको का, और वहाँ पे उसने अच्छा किया है, उसी का नतीजा है कि उसको हमने स्पोर्टिंग डायरेक्टर या फिर टेक्निकल सेक्रेटरी का जो रोल है वो हमने किया। और जावी का एक है, जावी को है ना उसके मर्जी का प्लेयर आदमी चाहिए था वहाँ पे, जो इंसान चाहिए था वो यॉर्डी क्राइफ था, वो चला जा रहा है। सबसे बड़ा सुकून मुझे ये है क्योंकि यॉर्डी क्राइफ के जो उसके अंडर जो जो प्लेयर्स हमने लाए हैं ना, चाहे कम पैसों में हो चाहे कुछ भी हो, पता नहीं ऐसा लग रहा था कि घोड़ों के बीच में कोई गधे लाकर रख दिए हैं और वो भी भाग रहे घोड़ों के साथ।
फैक्ट
पैरान तो
फैक्ट भाई फैक्ट।
ये वाली चीज है। और तो अभी इसकी लगता है कि हम मिखाइल पाए हो गया या फिर कोई दूसरा हो गया, फाब्रिसियो डियाज हो गया, जो भी चीज है, कोई भी अगर अचानक से अतरंगी सा नाम लेकर उसको साइन करेगा बारसा भी के लिए, देन क्या बोलते हैं, वो रिप्रेजेंट करता है फर्स्ट टीम पे, मुझे कोई इश्यू नहीं है। मिखाइल पाए चारे रियाद बी टीम में बैठे हैं, वो तो मैंने हमेशा से कहा है ना, मैं थोड़ा सा टॉपिक और चेंज करूंगा कि साउथ अमेरिकन ब्लड चाहिए बारसा, उसके अलावा आपको कुछ भी नहीं होगा, कुछ नहीं होगा, क्योंकि साउथ अमेरिकन ब्लड के अलावा स्पेनिश लीग में आपके पास टैलेंट है, आप प्रोड्यूस कर रहे हो, लेकिन एक मेंटेलिटी भी तो चाहिए ना। ये स्क्वाड के साथ अगर कोई आप अच्छा कोच अगर रखोगे तो डेफिनेटली वो यूसीएल से यूरोपा लीग में नहीं चले जाते ना, और यूनाइटेड से मार नहीं खाते। एक अगर आपके पास प्लेयर जियो हो
ब्रो सॉरी टू से बट यूसीएल से यूईएल जाने के पीछे हमारा वो इंटर का जो मैच था वो बहुत बड़ा फैक्टर प्ले करता है। और जब हम मैन यूनाइटेड के अगेंस्ट सेकंड हम फर्स्ट लेग खेले हम ड्रॉ थे, जब हम सेकंड लेग खेले हमारे पास कोई भी नहीं था। हमारे पास ना अराउहो था, ना हमारे पास अपना डेम्बेले था, ना डियोंग खेला था। तो फिर वो एक बहुत बड़ा फैक्टर हो गया ना उसमें। जावी की मैं ये नहीं कह सकता कि उसमें जावी की गलती, उसके बाद प्लेयर ही नहीं थे। और उसमें भी हम वो नहीं किए कि हार गए बिल्कुल ही। बट हाँ, दैट बीइंग सेड, वो उस टाइम मैं ये कहूंगा कि जावी के पास प्लेयर ही नहीं थे, सारे तो हम टूटे पड़े थे, तो वो दिक्कत थी।
आई डोंट सी कि जावी इज फिट टू कोच बार्सिलोना एज ऑफ नाउ। एंड मुझे खुद भी बुरा लगता है उसको क्रिटिसाइज करते हुए बहुत बार, क्योंकि इतना बड़ा क्लब लेजेंड है हमारा और इतना क्या बोलते हैं विजनरी प्लेयर था और हमारा वो एज कोच आया है। लेकिन मैंने नमन के साथ कितनी सारी बार, नमन मुझे हमेशा स्क्रीन पे देखते हैं, हमने साथ में भी की, मैंने हर बार बोला है कि आप कतारी लीग में उठा के डायरेक्टली वहां पर अच्छा कर रहा है तो उस बंदे को उठा के सीधे डायरेक्टली तक दे दिया हाथ में FC बार्सिलोना। एटलीस्ट उसको बीच की उसके थ्रू जाना था। और इवन जावी को भी खुद भी ये पता है अभी भी, इसीलिए वो ऐसी साइनिंग्स ला रहा है या फिर ऐसे प्लेयर्स डिमांड करता है कि उसके चलते वो एटलीस्ट उसका जॉब तो सेफ रहे भाई, बाकी कुछ भी हो। ये वाला चीज है कि आपको हर तरीके से सोचना होगा, अप्रोच कैसे कर रहा है, आपका कोचिंग एरिया कैसे परफॉर्म कर रहा है, जॉर्डी क्राइफ है, डेको है, लापोर्टा, अलेमानी, एंड देन हमारी क्लब की फाइनेंशियल सिचुएशन क्या है, जो हमारे पास अभी एक्चुअल जो क्या बोलते हैं हमारा जो परफॉर्मेंसेस है यूरोपियन गेम्स में या फिर हमारे डोमेस्टिक कप में वगैरह, वो कैसे हैं। क्योंकि हमने क्या किया, हमने हर दफा जाके रियल मैड्रिड को हरा के आए। जब नॉकआउट गेम आया, कोपा डेल रे का सेमीफाइनल था, वहां पे हमने हर किया। मतलब क्या होता है ना कि वो जो नॉकआउट गेम्स वाली जो मेंटालिटी है ना, वो कहीं ना कहीं पे लैक करता है जावी एज अ मैनेजर। ये
ये तो
मैं मेरा
फैक्ट है।
हाँ
नॉकआउट गेम
गेम्स का
मेंटालिटी।
फैक्टर तो
हाँ, बोल बोल भाई, बोल बोल।
अरे वही मतलब कि जावी एटलीस्ट मैं जितना नॉकआउट मैचेस देखा हूँ अंडर जावी, थिंग इज कि द फर्स्ट सीजन जब वो आया था उसका शायद पहला मैच, उसका शायद वी वर ऑलरेडी ऑन द कस्प ऑफ यूरोपा लीग। द मैचेस दैट ही हैड गॉट लेफ्ट वाज कि शायद बैंड के अगेंस्ट, वो भी अवे लेग, बैंड के अगेंस्ट अवे लेग विथ दैट स्क्वाड। उसके पहले सीजन एज अ मैनेजर में विथ नथिंग, ही हैड ऑलमोस्ट नथिंग इन अटैक, ही हैड लूक डियोंग इन अटैक। I
What a
don't think
goat.
Luke De Jong, Memphis Depay forms a very Champions League level team. They just weren't good enough for us, and
I'll
as a result
I'll
of the
also add
signings
to
also.
that. I want to add to that is that जब कोमन गया और जो स्क्वाड हमारे पास थी, और हम कहाँ, हम शायद सेवेंथ से हम सिक्स्थ, आई डोंट रिमेम्बर, वहां से इन दो टर्मोइल सिचुएशंस इन दैट स्क्वाड हम सेकंड फिनिश किए पहली बार। और दूसरा, इस सीजन भी वी हैव नॉट बीन एबल टू साइन पीपल वी वांटेड टू साइन बिकॉज ऑफ द पीएफपी रूल्स। Javi demands for players which will save his job, but I also feel that कि Javi has not been given players. हाँ, Dani Parejo अगर Javi demand कर रहा है तो I feel that is Javi's problem of choosing Spanish players who are done now. Dani Parejo को ही खिलाना था तो हम बुस्केट्स को ही एक साल और खिला लेते। 35 साल का है डानी परेहो। बट दैट बीइंग सेड अगर वो 7 से हमें सेकंड पे ले जा रहा है उस स्क्वाड के साथ, एंड देन इस साल, हाँ मैं मानता हूँ कि यूरोपियन वो नॉकआउट हमारा मैन हमको यूनाइटेड ने हरा दिया, और हमको वो इंटर ने उस इंटर का वो मैच में बेसिकली पीके और रेफरी को बोलूंगा, एंड मैन यूनाइटेड के लिए ही हैड नो स्क्वाड। दैट बीइंग सेड कोपा डेल रे वाज हिज ब्लंडर। कोपा डेल रे में उसको ही हैड अ ब्लंडर, बट आल्सो दैट बीइंग सेड वो इस साल भी हम अपना लीग तो जीते, जैसे भी जीते, बट जीत गए। तो जावी को इस टाइम हटा तो नहीं सकते। मैं ये मानता हूँ कि जावी को आना नहीं चाहिए, बट हटा नहीं सकते ब्रो।
एटलीस्ट ये सीजन नहीं हटेगा, लेकिन सीजन के एंड में हट जाएगा अगर यूरोपियन ट्रॉफी नहीं आती। ये मैं नहीं कर रहा,
तब तो हट जाएगा। ये तो फैक्ट है।
देखो लापोर्टा का जो लास्ट जो प्रेसिडेंट का वो जो टेन्योर था, वहाँ पे उसने बड़े बड़े प्लेयर्स निकाल दिए, रोनाल्डिनो वगैरह
बिल्कुल
वगैरह। एक
बिल्कुल, रोनाल्डिनो ब्रो।
फर्स्ट टीम में एज अ कोच एंड एज अ प्लेयर, उसको एक फ्रीडम दे दिया, भाई तुझे जो प्लेयर चाहिए वो ले लेके आ। सेम चीज हो रही है जावी के साथ। एंड इफ जावी इज नॉट, क्या बोलते हैं, क्रिएटिंग अ वर्ल्ड क्लास टीम एंड क्या बोलते हैं, जस्ट डिमांड करते रहता है कि भाई एज कुछ भी हो वो प्लेयर मुझे चाहिए। भाई आपके फ्यूचर प्रोजेक्ट के लिए ये प्लेयर कितना कंट्रीब्यूट कर सकता है, एटलीस्ट 3 से 4 साल ये देखना होगा। 50 मिलियन देखे हमने लेवांडोस्की लिया, हाफ सीजन चला, हाफ सीजन नहीं चला, चलो ठीक है, उसके बाद चलते हमने लेवांडोस्की आया, इससे एटलीस्ट हमको ला लीगा तो मिल गया उसे गोल्स, क्योंकि हमारा जो क्या बोलते हैं गोल्स का कंट्रीब्यूशन लेवांडोस्की का देखोगे, उसके अलावा कोई किसी का दूसरा है ही नहीं। फेरन टोरेस तो सीरियसली फिफ्टी है पूरा। और दूसरी
रफीनिया
बात ये है
was
कि
बस रफीनिया और लेवेंडोस्की ही थे एंड
बस
डेम्बेले फॉर सम एक्सटेंट।
क्रिएट करने के लिए, क्योंकि डेम्बेले इंजोर्ड था, राफिना भी अगर इंजोर्ड हो जाता फिर से वही हमारा मतलब फिर से रो लेते हम लोग भी। तो दूसरी बात ये है कि अलोंसो, फेरान टोरेस एंड आस्पिलिक्वेटा, अभी इवन मैं अभी भी कहता हूँ, आप लोग शायद हो सकता है मैं मुझसे डिसएग्री कर दें, लेकिन गुंडोगन को हम ला रहे हैं, ठीक है, गुंडोगन को हम ला रहे हैं, फ्री पे साइन कर रहे हैं, बहुत अच्छा प्लेयर, यूसीएल खेला हुआ प्लेयर वगैरह, अल नासर को रिजेक्ट किया, हमारे पास आया, लेकिन क्या आपकी फ्यूचर वो कितना काम आ सकता है? मैक्स टू मैक्स कितना साल आपको फुटबॉल ऑफर करेगा? डैनियल परोल की बात हो रही है, एक ऐसी बकचोदी चल रही है डैनियल
मोस्टली
परोल।
आई थिंक गुंडोगन का साइनिंग इज अ शॉर्ट टर्म सोल्यूशन, क्योंकि गुंडोगन जैसा प्रोफाइल इज व्हाट वी नीड। We need
एग्जैक्टली।
targeted two players. We targeted two players from Manchester City mostly in the last season. That one was Bernardo Silva, another is Gundogan, which we got because the thing about Barcelona
कौन?
current squad is we have a good lineup. We have a good starting 11. Apart from that, we have nothing. In our squad depth,
पता
we
है
have nothing.
कि मैं एक बात कहना चाह रहा हूँ यहाँ पे कि
But
आपका टीम ऑन पेपर
after add
स्ट्रांग है
Gundogan
ना।
to our squad instead of Case,
हाँ सॉरी,
हाँ,
मैं
अच्छा,
कंटिन्यू कर
कोई नहीं.
कि ऑन द पेपर आपका टीम कितना स्ट्रांग है इससे मुझे कभी नहीं लगा था, क्योंकि जब से मैं देख रहा हूँ ना, मैंने जावी, इनिएस्टा, बुस्केट्स, थियागो अल्कांतारा वगैरह वगैरह सारा मिडफील्ड भी देखा है बारसा का भी। तब से लेकर अभी तक मैंने जितनी भी बार यूसीएल या फिर जो टीम बॉस करती है ना पिच पे, जो टीम डोमिनेट करती है ना, वो ऑन द पेपर कभी स्ट्रांग रही नहीं, आज तक नहीं रही है। कोई भी ले लो, सिर्फ और सिर्फ एक थोड़ा सा एक्सेप्शन है यहाँ पे, बायर्न म्यूनिख बस, क्योंकि पीएसजी ने सुपर टीम बनाई, पेप गार्डियोला ने अभी तक सुपर टीम बनाई, कहीं ना कहीं पे तक कोई तो इंजोर रहता है, कोई तो कमी रहती है, एक प्लेयर ऐसा है, एक प्लेयर वैसा है। भाई जो बंदा फुल बैक और डिफेंडर है, उस बंदे को डिफेंसिव मिडफील्डर यूज करके उसने वो यूसेज जिता लिया आपकी टीम को, पेप गार्डियोला ने। स्टोन्स मेरे लिए प्लेयर ऑफ द सीजन है वो, चाहे यूसीएल हो या फिर आपका प्रीमियर लीग हो, क्योंकि मुझे पता है, क्योंकि सीजन के स्टार्ट से ही मुझे पता चल रहा था कि पेप उस टीम को नया ट्राई कर रहा है। तो ये वाला सीन है, ऑन द पेपर आप कुछ भी हो, लेकिन आपको उस टीम से बेस्ट निकलवाना ये बहुत जरूरी होता है।
ये मैं भी बोलूंगा, क्योंकि पेप गार्डियोला ने कोल पार्मर को मिनट्स दिए इस साल। इतनी स्टैक टीम के बाद कोल पार्मर को मिनट्स दिए, और ऐसा भी नहीं कि सिर्फ वो खेला है, कोल पार्मर को उसने सेंटर अटैकिंग मिड में इस तरीके से बिठाया है कि कल को फोर्डन नहीं होता या कल को कोई इंजर्ड होता है तो कोल पार्मर कैन वेरी वेल वॉक इनटू दैट टीम एंड ही विल नॉट बी अ प्लेयर जिसकी हमें टेंशन हो कि भाई ये तो प्लेयर बेकार ही खेलेगा, इसको नहीं कर। ही हैज मेड कोल इन दैट ट्रांजिशन फेज विदाउट फुल बैक्स, with a new system. He has again developed another player to a position where he can play for City. So Pep Guardiola is a genius, और Pep Guardiola जैसा तो कोई नहीं आने वाला भाई। वो तो
that is true. I think
देखो
another thing is that Pep, I think Pep Guardiola also hinted at the fact that he may return to Barcelona at a future point of time.
वो तो हो सकता है,
until a point of time he was constantly saying that chapter for me is over, that he won't return, that chapter is over, that was a golden time and I won't return. But recently he says that it is Barcelona. Before we appointed Xavi, I think it was just before we appointed Xavi or something, there were talks about how Laporta might appoint Guardiola or Xavi. So Guardiola
or Enrique as well.
नहीं यार,
He may return. I have a
कोई कोई
feeling that
तारीफ
Guardiola will return for another last dance with the club. After
नहीं वो
Xavi, if Xavi, I hope he does well for the next at least. He builds, he, he leaves a legacy
Bro,
at his
but for
club. I hope
him
he
to
does.
for him to do well, the club has to do well. The club is still in debt. The club still can't buy players. The club has to go with free transfer. Gundogan is a free transfer, bro. We would have not gone for Gundogan. We would have bought a Rodri or a, for example, an Amrabat or a Zubimendi. It is not a Xavi can
That
only
another thing,
with the
that is another
जो
thing
ट्रांजिशनल
because
फेज में
Xavi's
आप
first
उससे सब कुछ
priority,
एक्सपेक्ट नहीं कर सकते.
yeah,
ये वो है.
because
इट्स अ ट्रांजिशनल फेज, ब्रो.
So, guys, I think.
Xavi's first choice
Hmm.
was Subimendi, then Kimmich, and those are absolutely world class players who can fit in
Yeah,
our
yeah.
system. They can
I
just
don't,
walk in and
I
fit in
don't,
our system.
I don't
They're
think,
ready made,
I
but
don't
we
think
can't
he
have them.
suggested Kimmich to save his job. I think he suggested Kimmich because Kimmich is the greatest center defensive mid apart from Rod. But consistently, if we see, Kimmich has been the greatest center defensive mid. If I am being honest, in the past 5 6 years, I have not seen a player as consistent as. And the fact that Kimmich can play right back is so सोने पे सुहागा. Kimmich was a right back. Kimmich can play right back better than Kunde, better than
Against
Foyt, for example, better than anybody we currently have on our target apart from like Cancelo. Okay, so Kimmich would have been a golden transfer. Parejo is a Parejo is something I don't agree with Xavi on that, but I think Xavi knows more than us. But that also I don't
He
agree.
can't do anything
Getting
better unless
yeah, bro.
the club
Getting
recovers.
Getting Obama Yang for that spell, getting Adama Traore for that spell was for I don't know whose decision this was, but it worked. It worked wonders, bro. It and kudos to Coleman for bringing Frankie De Jong. For sorry, Frankie De Jong. I'm saying Luke De Jong. He's a legend, bro. He has won more points for us than any other player in the past few years. So with
Yeah,
the money we have, with the limitations we have, I don't think making big signings is possible. And the players Xavi is suggesting right now, apart from I'll say Danny Parejo, I think Kimmich is a great shout. I think that Amrabat is a
Arda
great shout.
Guler,
I Arda Guler is a
Amrabat,
decent enough. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Any player he has suggested, I think it's a decent shout in my opinion. But
thing is,
I
he
agree with
also,
that
yeah,
person, जो भैया थे, कि Xavi cannot stay if he does not win because Laporta is that way.
yeah,
Laporta literally
this season is gonna
sacked
be even tougher
everyone.
for Xavi to win La Liga also
This
because
This
is
season
what.
we are not winning La Liga,
midfield
bro.
this
That
season Martinez depth
Kamavinga
is
to
immense.
Chouameni, Bellingham, that Sangam have players with a little sprinkle of maybe Mbappe. Even if not Mbappe, that Vinicius in itself, bro. And that strategy which that Marathi bhaiya, I don't know him, but he said go to South America. He's right. Real Madrid from past 5 years have been doing this. Every black Brazilian kid is Real Madrid player now. Every black
That
Brazilian
is
kid,
what
bro.
Deco is. That is the thing
And
what
that is
Deco
why we
is
need
doing
Deco.
right now.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Deco
Deco
scouts
is
the
the best
Brazilian
signing
market
in my
immensely.
opinion.
Hmm.
Deco is the best
Deco
signing in
can,
my opinion.
yeah. Deco has
So
a
I
superb
think.
eye for talents. He has
Hmm.
a superb eye for South American talents. So overall, what I think is we should just trust Xavi. He knows
Yeah.
football. He has won the club. We will just trust Xavi as we did in the last season. Okay, he won
Yes.
us a trophy. He cost us one also. But okay, we
But it's
just
fine.
have.
Like, I think
We already, I
if I
think,
can.
we have a better
Yeah.
squad than last season.
Mhm.
Adding Gundogan, we currently right now have a huge boost in midfield. If we sign Arda Guler, if we sign Vitor Roque, if we somehow get that Fresneda as right back, I think we can go again. At least at least for the UCL we can go. We can compete at least. We can't just cower behind and just fall prey to other big teams. We can go
So
for
I
it.
Mhm.
So
think
all I can say
with the.
is trust Xavi.
Hmm.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah. Trust Laporta.
so I think
Trust
I
Laporta,
all I can
trust Deco,
say.
trust Xavi.
So I
Yeah,
think to sum up is the fact that we need more persuasive action in transfer markets and have realistic targets, but also have an eye for the future, like Dwarka said.
And somebody
That
needs to kill Javier Tebes. Sorry.
yes,
Somebody,
no
somebody
offense,
needs to
no
kill that man
offense, no offense
for
to
us
Javier
to
Tebas,
grow.
but please, for this,
Please, bro.
you need to go. So I think we'll
Yeah,
end the stream and thank you,
yeah.
Chaitanya
Arey,
and
bro,
Shreyas.
pleasure, bro. Pleasure, bro.
Bye.
Okay.
Thanks.
So
Okay. Good
Thanks.
night,
thank
bro. Good night.
good nights.
Good
Bye
night.
bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye bye. Bye.